I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
Yeah, that. I'm hearing buzzing.
That wasn't me.
It's both of us. It does. You know what the thing is? It doesn't matter as long as there's any type of stuff, any signals bouncing forth.
Okay.
This is what I found out.
Oh, so you were hearing that? I wasn't.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. So I mean, it could have been mine because I've got things going on. But you know, this was so funny. So obviously we've dealt with that here, and I've dealt with it during my live streams. But the funny thing is, I don't recall it ever coming across during the live streams.
No, really? Okay. It just bugs you.
It bugs me. Now, here's the thing. If I'm recording on the device and it happens, it's very loud.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to switch cameras. So that's why I use a phone now to record that is not connected to anything so that it does not interrupt its own signals.
Yeah. It's just
But one of the podcasts that I follow, you know, daily, Timcast, since they moved to their new studio, something about the building they're in is causing that.
it might be the lighting, some of the
No,
ballast.
it's phones.
Really?
It is specifically phones. So if someone has their phone not in airplane mode, it comes across not just in the headphones,
Yeah.
but in the actual production.
That's weird.
Yeah, because I heard it, like their first episode they did in their new studio, they spent years setting up the new location. Gigantic facility, both for skateboarding and then doing the production of podcasts and other things, and their newsroom and everything else.
There's got to be some kind of signal filter, like you,
The thing. Well, here's the thing.
you ever work on an old 6-volt car?
No.
They have on the radios and stuff where the wires come in for power. They have these filters.
Yeah.
That keep a lot of the interference and that off of them.
Yeah, I'm sure such a thing exists, but here's the thing. I think it comes in when you already have a fairly shielded room and it's having to struggle to get a signal.
Oh, it's boosting.
So here, it's actually hard to get a regular signal if you're not on Wi-Fi. Okay. So therefore, the Wi-Fi is how it's actually getting through phone signal, not just through the aerial. If I'm on airplane mode or do not disturb, that kind of stuff will, if my phone is on silent, it'll still do it because the signal's coming through.
Yeah.
But we often have an issue here at the apartment with that coming through, and that's when I made that realization. At that facility that they're in, it's a new 3-story all metal building. So inside, you should already have virtually no signal. So it's got to be something about having something blocking the signal and it pushing to come through.
Well, that's similar to where you were Saturday night. Same thing, no signal.
Well, that was zero signal.
Yeah.
That was complete lack of signal. So I got...
That place is like a Faraday cage,
It is.
man.
Dude, so over there at the Heidi Chad compound...
Chidey.
I don't know if I like Chidey. Chidey sounds weird.
Oh, I've been calling him that for years.
Yeah. Hi, Chad sounds better. Hi, Chad. That way it just sounds like a greeting anyways.
I was like, had? No, that doesn't work.
Chad. Anyways, so I had zero signal there, and when I was trying to text you after I found out you were gone, which, you know, guys, hi, we're back on the podcast now.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a podcast.
Episode 93 here. So we forgot we're just sitting here talking. But I couldn't get any text messages through. I hopped on their Wi-Fi, and then I could get messages at least via Facebook because my cousin messaged me, and then I tried to reply, and I couldn't. And I tried texting you, and I couldn't. But then also when we left and finally got out to the freeway, like I got messages. By then it was almost 1 a.m., so my phone was already on silent.
Out there, a lot of it depends on who you're with.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Because we had...
I mean, I was with Jessica.
With our previous carrier, we had nothing.
Yeah.
I got a text out of nowhere that says, hey, you're basically running off an AT&T tower, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
And it says if you don't fix it, we're going to cancel your account.
Yeah.
So I went in. There's absolutely nothing they could do. So I just switched to AT&T, and I've had fantastic everything since then.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense.
But yeah, in Houston, AT&T doesn't get nothing, but we're bracketed by AT&T towers up at the farm.
Yeah, see, I've got T-Mobile, so
That's who I had. That's why when you go to my place, you get almost nothing.
Yeah. Sorry, I was isolating audio while you were talking. So either way, back to... I don't even know what the hell my point was before.
We're rambling, apparently.
I forgot what I was actually getting to before all of that. But either way...
Signal make Shocky mad.
Yes. Either way. Hi, guys. Welcome back to episode 93 of the Now You Made It Awkward podcast. I am Shoky. That's Heffy.
Hey, hey.
I forgot to make us little nameplates for the video, but it is what it is. Make sure you do give us a like and a subscription here on the YouTubes or anywhere you might be listening. Hit that like button or hit that ratings, whatever that might be. And, of course, follow us, whether you're on Rumble or YouTube or whatever. We need a little bit. We have some followers on the Rumble. I think last week's episode.
What's a Rumble?
Rumble?
I don't know what a Rumble is. Is that where the women get to initiate the contact?
That's Bumble.
Oh, okay.
No, Rumble. It's the Mean Greenie YouTube thing. So basically, Rumble is the right wing, quote unquote, alternative to YouTube.
Okay.
Less censorship, more other things except for money.
You get more, but not money.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that they don't have the Google advertising backing. So, but either way, we are available on Rumble along with a lot of other things like that. We're not doing anything that needs to be right wing compatible. However, there are certain conversations that we could have there that we can't have here on the YouTubes.
True.
Either way, subscribe to all the things. We actually just picked up a new subscriber today. We're up to 70.
70. Hey, thanks, guys.
Yes. That's all Heffy's fault. I mean, thanks to Heffy. Speaking of which, I need to slightly move your camera if you're going to lean back like that.
I do kind of like it right here.
Yeah, that's a good spot. But either way, and of course, guys, if you do want to write into the show, you can do so at NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail@gmail.com. It'll be here on the screen. You guys will have heard some type of sound that associates to that if you're just listening, whether that's on Apple or Samsung or Spotify or wherever. Shout out to Louie listening on the Spotify. Oh, he's going to come over sometime soon. He's got some stuff for me to review.
Okay, cool.
And apparently he's got a nephew who's into Gundam. And I'm like, does he want some? Because I need to get rid of some. I need to get rid of about 200. It's like,
does he got room? Man.
Does he got room? I just need to get rid of all my Gundam shit. Also, guys, what was the other thing we need to do? Oh, Facebook.
Facebook, yes.
Facebook. So, of course, go follow the Now You Made It Awkward Facebook, also here on the screen. Link down below in the description. And you can send in voice messages to the show like Sean does, which apparently I just reminded him of.
So we may get one mid-show?
Oh, it's already here.
Oh, cool.
Yes, it's right there. I see it. It's only 21 seconds, so it's not going to be a long, disgusting story. Which apparently Jay found very amusing. He was in the live stream Friday, and he's like, yeah, Sean's story this morning, that was hilarious. I'm like, no, it wasn't. I was like, I had to listen to that story 6 times during editing, so I was just like, oh, God, every single time.
Wait, was that his comment from 2 weeks ago, from last time we recorded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
was the masturbation story.
That's why I don't recall it. It was awkward.
Yes, very awkward. I don't know why. I don't think this is going to be a Sean story time this go around. But before I click on that, of course, got to promote the Patreon.
Yes, definitely.
So, guys, if you want to go ahead and check out the Patreon, you can do that where you will get the full uncut version of the podcast where we're setting everything up beforehand, sometimes having weird conversations or singing songs from certain artists that men probably shouldn't be singing.
Hey, we're bored. We're hanging out.
It just depends.
We're entertaining one another.
Sometimes. But today, sorry, guys, no fat cam. We can look over there. There's no fat cam.
No fat cam.
So no fat cam today because I have my phone ready open for things. But I guess without further ado, we can go ahead and check out Sean's question here. And we don't have any new comments that I noticed because we didn't have so, guys, we're actually now to the exact week, so we're no longer ahead. So we're going to have to do a double up sometime soon.
Well,
not today, obviously.
No.
All right, so let's go check out the Sean.
It's going to be a top
here.
5. Oh,
I doubt it'll be a top 5 because I told him no top 5s.
Exactly why it's going to be.
We do need to do a full-on top 5 episode sometime soon.
Hey, we can have some fun.
Yep. All right, guys, send us in suggestions.
Sean, what you got?
By the way, we keep asking questions that nobody answers in comments.
Do they listen to us?
Apparently not. It's like, stop asking questions so late in the show because nobody's listening that far, I guess. All right, either way, Sean, what do we got?
Question for Jeff. Hey, Jeff, what branch of the military were you in, and what did you do? Like, can you talk about that a little more? How long you were in, how many tours you had, what you actually were, and why you went to the military? Question for Shoky. What does Jeff smell like?
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Well,
you answer first.
I joined the U.S. Army Reserves back in 2004. Really had nothing going for me. I was heading down a really bad path, and the Army was pretty much what I needed to kick me in the ass, turn myself around, and keep me from getting into a whole bunch of other trouble. But I was a mechanic. I was a 63 Bravo, which actually I started out as a 63 Sierra heavy wheel mechanic, and then I think a year and a half or 2 years later they consolidated the heavy and light wheel into a 63 Bravo. Yeah, 63 Bravo. Basically anything with wheels on is what I touched, from mechanics to forklifts to container handlers. We were with an inland cargo transfer company, which basically ports, flight lines, cargo yards, container yards. Anytime people, we call them packs, get on flights or their luggage, cargo coming in and out, C-130s, Black Hawks, all that fun stuff.
Black Hawks.
Black Hawks.
Yes.
Yes.
Just making sure we specified.
But anyway, I got one tour to Afghanistan. I was gone about 12 months. We, middle of nowhere, they found a big mountain in the middle of even bigger mountains, cut the top off a hill, put a landing strip down. So on two sides, we were bracketed by 20,000 foot mountains. We were about 7,500 feet up. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun.
I lied. No, it wasn't fun. But that's
Fucking
where,
liar.
Yeah, that deployment really taught me to not like people and to not trust a lot of people around me. So yeah, it wasn't terribly beneficial. I didn't see a bunch of action. I didn't get in firefights or anything stupid crazy. Incoming mortar attacks, outgoing mortars right behind us. You just did what you had to do, get through it, get home.
So what was the impetus for going in the military?
Had no direction, zero direction. I mean, I was getting into drugs. I was hanging out with people I shouldn't be. I was gaining weight. Just got out of high school. I was 19 and kind of hung around, did absolutely nothing for about a year. And then, well, I got to do something. So let's start here.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, basically the same thing you're doing now, but you're not 19.
Yeah. But, looking back, I wish I would have gone, I don't know, Coast Guard or at least active duty Army. It would have been a completely different experience. But I know saying that my life would have been different now. I wouldn't have met
You'd have a different level of PTSD.
Yeah. But I also wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't have had my son. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be right here.
But you might have met a different wife and had a different son.
That's true, but you can't rewrite history. You just got to roll with it and make the best of it.
This is one reason why I wish we had multi-dimensional visions. You can see other universes where you made different decisions.
Here's where I didn't do that.
And if we go to
So you want active hindsight?
No, I don't want hindsight. I want to see the other universes where I made different decisions.
Yeah.
I want to know what love is. No, I'm just kidding. I want to see, be like, what happened if I stayed with this girlfriend from high school? What happens if I stayed with this girl from high school? What happens if I went in the Marines like my mom wanted me to do?
And see,
that kind of shit.
That's life, man. You really don't get second chances. It's just...
I don't want a second chance. I want to see it again.
True.
Well, it's like that meme that keeps popping up where it's like, do you want to start over at 6 years old with all of your current memories or get $20 million today?
Yeah, $20 million today. I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, I would actually want to start over at 6 knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
Because I would be heavily invested in Microsoft. Bitcoin. It's 2010. Spend $1,500 on Bitcoin. And then just talk about it to anyone.
Right.
Sit back, become a Bitcoin millionaire. Don't change anything else. Just invest heavily in certain things. Avoid certain people. Cling to others.
Be a better person.
I don't want that.
Yeah, you do.
I don't need to be a better person. I need better people. I need better people to be good too. How about that as a fucking filter? I need better people to be good too. Because I've been good to too many bad people.
Exactly, and that's why we can't trust people. That's why we don't like people.
Yeah,
I like persons. I like a person, but people no.
Yeah, people. Yeah, but
I'm a person, not a people person.
I was gonna go with the Men in Black.
I was waiting on it. I was like, where is it? Where is it?
The Men in Black thing. I was like, no, a person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, stupid animals, and you know it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So either way, thanks for the question, Sean, and to answer the question for me, what flavor is your vape?
Raspberry lemonade at the moment.
That.
Thanks, asshole. Ooh, cinnamon roll.
Yeah. It's Jeff basically either smells like nothing, smells like his vape, or smells like my same cologne because he bought it.
Yeah.
Which I didn't put any on today, so I don't smell like it.
Nope, me either.
I like how he didn't bother asking me or asking you what I smell like. Thanks, Sean.
Mashed potatoes.
I do not smell like mashed potatoes. Although I did have really good mashed potatoes yesterday when we went to go visit the mothers-in-law. So we did a week delay on Mother's Day for them.
Yep.
So, guys, Mother's Day happened while we were gone. Speaking of that, went to my mom's house for Mother's Day breakfast, or late breakfast, I guess I should say. Lunch, sort of. I brought kolaches, so it was what it is. And, well, that went about as good as you could expect.
Wait, that was your mom, right?
My mom.
Okay.
And there was eventually...
There was no bloodshed, so that's a
no,
bonus.
there was definitely bloodshed.
Oh.
Because we got into two different tiffs. One, what... Fuck me. All right. So, question. Who remembers things better about your life? You or someone who wasn't there?
Whoa. Well, that's an obvious.
Okay.
You. But
Yeah.
once again, you may be looking through a tinted lens or anything
Nope,
like
this
that.
is not a tinted lens. My mother was arguing with me that I wasn't somewhere, that I definitely went and did do things with the same people she...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so her memory is so fucking fried. She didn't remember that I went with my dad and my brothers to go get our dachshund.
Okay.
And she's sitting there arguing with me. I'm like, I fucking went. It's like, I was in the truck with them. I remember it was a long damn drive because it was basically in Anahuac. You know, that ain't close to here. You know, I remember how much the dog cost. I remember going there. I basically remember what the house looked like. And she's trying to tell me that I didn't go. And I'm like, what the fuck are you? And she's telling me, no, you're wrong. You didn't go. I'm like, sure. Then I remember things that I didn't do. Look, I know we're in a different universe now, but I know she's not still in the old one.
Right.
This is some bullshit. So, and then she's arguing with me about mind you, these were stupid arguments, but arguing with me about which one of our cats came first, which is a dumb argument until you realize we had like 25 cats, so trying to remember when they all happened. So we had our first cat, which we got from my aunt. So they had a litter.
They're not going to go through all of them.
Not
right?
all of them, just
Thank
the ones
God.
that matter at the moment. So we got our first one that was Snuggles. And so we adopted him, and they kept his sister and brother. You know, we're right down the street, literally 2 houses over, right? So we had him. He was our only legit cat. The only cat we purposely got.
Yeah.
After that, it was Mama Cat, who gave birth in my radio flyer wagon in the garage, which had like paint cans because my dad was using it to paint shit.
Yeah.
So it was covered with some heavy paint cloth, and so she gave birth in there because we heard, like, we saw her go in the garage. We're like, what cat is that? And then we heard the meowing from the babies, so we found them. And I don't remember all of them. I just remember Tiger was like the male that was cool.
Yeah.
So one of the males, one of the females, they were cool. They liked us. The other male, he mostly stayed wild. Fuck him, who cares? Then later, extra cats wandered up, including like the Siamese cat, like, or, you know, something, just seal tip, whatever. I don't remember her name exactly, but I do know that she did get pregnant, and she gave birth on our porch. And had clearly had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
Because it was me and my cousin. We were watching TV. I think we're like 8. You know, it's afternoon. And we hear this loud screeching. Like, what the fuck is that? So we think there's a cat fight on the porch. Look out. It's not a cat fight. It's a cat giving birth.
Oh, damn.
But she doesn't know what's happening. She's actually standing. And she's screeching like, you know, like...
This isn't poop!
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so the kitten drops out of her, still in the bag and whatnot, you know, like they do. And she kind of looks at it like, what the fuck is that? And then runs away. I'm like, what the fuck? And then one of the other mama cats is right there, comes in, scoops him up, and takes him away into the bushes. So she adopted him because she had a litter also, so she knew better. That was the other female cat that was born. So this has been a couple years.
Y'all have had too many cats.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they all didn't have names. Some of them were wild. But the thing was, my mom argued me about where that cat came from. His name was Doppels. So he was partially seal tip, but mostly white. He had like piercing blue eyes, and he was cross-eyed.
See, I don't get the arguing about inane things.
But she tried to tell me that he came first and that he fathered his mother.
Well, at the same time, you're fueling this argument by, engaging with her.
Well, yeah, because she's sitting there trying to tell me when one of my cats was born when I watched it get born.
Well, at this point, who cares?
That was the point, is who cares? But the thing is that she won't allow you to be right because she does not want to acknowledge that she doesn't remember things correctly.
And just bloop.
And that's what we had to do eventually.
Turn the corner.
I'm just like, what the fuck ever. It's like, look, I saw the cat be born. I know.
Or just change the subject.
Yeah.
She'll remember something wrong about something else.
Yeah, that's just how it kept going realistically. So, and it's not.
Jingle some car keys.
That's fucking mean, Jeff. That's fucking mean. That's my dad, not my mom. Either way.
That's fucking mean.
No, it's not. He's got dementia. She just has, her brain is just fried from all the fucking heart attacks and strokes. He's got dementia, so he has a legit reason. So either way, but just the fact sitting there arguing about how one of the cats was born and where it came from when I literally watched that cat be born. Because we thought one of the reasons he was cross-eyed is because he literally fell out of his mom's ass and onto the concrete. He's like bonk, literally head first into the fucking concrete. It's like, yeah, that's probably why he was cross-eyed his entire life.
His name was Gadunk.
Yeah, his name was Doppels because he was, well, because I wanted to name him Dog, and Mom wanted to name him Dapples because he was kind of dappled. So Doppels.
There you go.
Yeah. So either way, but he was a good cat. He was cute. He was, whatever. We had a lot of cats. I mean, like I said, some of them were our pets. Some of them were just around.
Yeah, our cats came and went. Being country folk, cats, unless they're meaner and shit and really know what they're doing, they kind of disappear.
And so, yeah, exactly. So, and here's the other thing. She tried to say that somebody came in and started shooting our cats one day. Like, just came on the property and started shooting our cats. And so, or nearby had shot some of them, and they wandered up, like, bleeding and whatnot. I'm like, are we just neglecting the part where you purposely brought in the cats you wanted to keep and then poisoned the rest?
Oh, dear. That's
I'm like,
dark shit.
That was, I mean, like, basically, there were a drain on everything.
Well, that's a felony now.
Well, now.
Yeah.
Back then, it wasn't. It was 1997 or something.
Yeah, cats were disposable back then.
I mean, but I don't know what they did. I don't know if it was some legit poison or if it was antifreeze or something. I don't fucking know.
No, that's awful.
All I know is they brought in, like, the 6 cats that we normally would just, interact with.
Yeah.
And that were fixed. Kept them in the house for, like, 4 days. And then literally a couple days later, started seeing dead cats everywhere.
I guess that's why we've never had issues with litters and stuff like that getting out of control. I firmly believe in spay and neuter on every single pet.
And we did the ones that we could catch.
Yeah.
But when 18 of the 22 are fucking wild and they're just coming up and eating food and doing whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, not harming anything, but they are reproducing at an alarming rate at that point. And other cats are coming in because that's what cats do. Mm-hmm. So either way, I mean, it was a dumb argument, but like also, yeah, there was the lack of admission of poisoning the cats. My dad told me about that later.
Oh, dear.
That's how I knew. He told me about it because I was too young to realize what happened. But there was one that I knew was wild and would never let me touch it. And I saw it laying in the flower bed, and I was like, ooh. So I snuck up on it and went, ah, and it didn't move. And then I realized it was hard. I'm like, ah, fuck. So I went inside and I told my dad because Mom was already at work at that point. So either way, dumb argument on Mother's Day. But then the other thing was arguing about a wasp nest and the effectiveness of fly spray versus wasp spray.
You're better off with soap and water at that point.
That's what I was looking for, was soap and water in a spray bottle. And she said, no, it'll work. I'm like, oh my God. And so she goes out there to kill it with the fucking fly spray.
Yeah, that didn't work.
And I just gave up. I just said, fuck it.
Those wasps just got high.
Yeah.
Got angry.
I sprayed them to where they would drop and then I would crush them. And then the rest of them were too high up there to get.
Yeah.
So I just said, fuck it. Because that's what I wanted, was just a spray bottle. If nothing else, just like some fucking Windex would have worked.
Windex would have worked. Ammonia might have worked.
Yeah. But I do love the videos where they have like a little jar of gasoline or a cup of gasoline and they just hold it up there until they die.
Rubbing alcohol does the same thing.
Yeah. Well, it's slightly less flamboyant. Either way. So that was our Mother's Day. What was yours?
My mother was having a down day. She wasn't feeling great.
Yeah.
But when I called her, she'd just gotten back from the grocery store. Just getting up from the house, hitting the store, and unloading groceries just wore her completely out. I haven't offered, hey, can I come over see you? She said, I'm so sorry, but I'm just miserable. I can hardly move.
Yeah.
So that was our Mother's Day.
Oh, how did Amy take her Mother's Day present?
I did a thing rarely unheard of. I bought my wife a shotgun for Mother's Day.
Yeah, you told me
and
that.
she liked it.
Oh, wait. We didn't spoil that, did we?
No.
Because you talked about it here on this podcast.
Like she listens.
Well, she said she's a listener.
And I couldn't wait. I gave it to her 2 days later.
Okay. that works. That works.
But anyway, she likes it.
Yeah.
Now she's requesting a paint job.
Okay.
Tiffany blue and rose gold.
Okay.
A little bullpup shotgun. That's going to look good.
That's funny. That is funny.
That's hers. So
Yeah. Oh, neck hurts.
But my other shotguns are too long, too heavy, awkward for her to handle. This thing's short, 26.5 inches or something like that. And it's that big. And the thing just tucks in, it's compact, holds 7 regular 2 3/4, or I think 12 or 13 of the mini shells that are inch and 3/4.
Yeah.
But man, it's badass.
Did you watch the video I sent you for the Brendan Herrera AK-50?
I started to, but then something happened at work, and then I forgot to go back.
Oh, that thing's ridiculous, dude. He's been working on it for 8 fucking years.
Nice.
And he designed from the ground up using the AK mechanisms, everything. The hard part was making the gas recycle
Lengthening the gas system and all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole thing is from scratch.
Yeah, but he had to lengthen it. I guarantee you he had to beef it up, make it thicker.
Well,
and
then
then
it has to shoot 50 BMG, so yes.
Then build a custom gas block with enough adjustability to actually make it cycle proper.
Yeah. And so the first time they fired it, they didn't know if it was going to cycle properly. So if you watch the whole video, he goes over a lot of the stuff because he's been keeping track for the last few years on different stages of the project. For those who don't know, Brandon Herrera, who will hopefully be a new congressman for Texas any minute now, he's fantastic, also known as AK Jesus. So he is a gun tuber. He's also part of the Unsubscribed podcast, which I only recently subscribed to.
That's after I told you about it, right?
Yeah, you told me about it, but also I was already watching the
Go
Fat
back and
Electrician.
watch some of the ones with. There's one with Matt Carricker on it where they're just goofing off and getting drunk, and it's funny as hell. I mean, they're trying to get Matt to be gross and dirty and inappropriate, and he's just not having it.
Yeah.
Scott, what's his name from Kentucky Ballistics? He's been on there too. He's really good.
Yeah, so I only just got into it, so I was watching
Angry Cops, Fat Electrician.
Yeah, but it was the normal 4.
And well, the other one, with the dude with the beard, he left.
I don't know which one that one is.
You have to watch some of the older ones.
I mean, I literally just started watching.
I can't remember his name, but he left and left the other skinny dude that's always on the right.
Eli.
Eli.
So it's Eli's studio.
Yeah, Eli's running it now, but then it was I can't remember his name.
Well, well, Garantham is one of the guys that participates sometimes.
Yeah,
but it's who's the fucking main guy other than Eli? What's his name?
I can't remember.
He's one of the big fucking ones, and I can't think.
Yeah, big guy with the beard.
No, not him. The Corey.
Fat Electrician.
No, that's Nick.
Angry Cops.
I don't think it's Angry Cops.
Okay. Angry Cops is funny. Not
Mr. Guns and Gear. He works with Crowder. No. Donut Operator. That's who it was. Donut Operator.
Okay. Yeah. Donut Operator.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's those 4.
That's 100% right.
Yeah. I was trying to think because I know it's about cops. That's what I was trying to think is like, what is his relation to it? So either way, I mean, I'll watch some older episodes here and there, but the hard part is going back and watching old episodes of podcasts like you guys should go do and watch all of our previous 92 episodes. I forgot we're in 93.
Right.
Which episode 100 will be coming up sometime soon. I need to still try to organize with previous hosts and guests and see who wants to come on.
Maybe try to do something special.
Yeah, Gonna try to do that. It will likely be a very long questionnaire, much like it was for episode 69.
Okay.
So
that's something to do.
But trying to organize that with people who are all over the country and whatever. Trying to figure out. We need to figure out what day it'll be first of all, because we need to figure out our recording schedule, plan it out weeks in advance, and then see who can be what where. Because we have international guests as well who probably would join in.
Right.
Like our Irish friend Alan, which I have not talked to in a bit. So either way, that's an announcement for episode 100 at some point.
Yeah, here in a couple months.
Yep. Maybe not even that. We're talking 7 episodes from here. So that's not even necessarily 7 weeks.
Well, come on.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. Either way, I did want to talk about some YouTubery problems that I've come aware of in the past week.
Yeah, you're probably aware of a lot more going on.
So
my head's kind of been in the sand the past couple weeks.
Yeah, well, this is nothing you would even be aware of. This is in the toy community, the collector community.
Ah, okay.
So it's outside of your realm of following, anyways. And since the other collectors who used to be on this show, or obviously not on the show anymore, we don't talk about toy collecting and stuff like that like we used to, or any new stuff coming out or anything else like that. Sorry if you joined in for the show for that, and we don't do that anymore. It is what it is. When they're on, we will do that. But Dormammu brought this up in our chat the other day, because we still have the same chat group, just not as active about the show, obviously. And it's a thing that's going on between the 3POA podcast and the Viper Island channel. So Viper Island basically does G.I. Joe toys and G.I. Joe related things.
Yeah.
Obviously, Viper Island is a thing from the show. And what happened was, according to the thing that I watched earlier, was a little while ago at the beginning of May, the 3POA podcast, one of the main hosts, which is Laser Pants, his name is Ryan, which I will talk a bit more about here after I get past what happened here. Apparently because he's very involved in a lot of the toy community and knows a bunch of toy people that actually make shit, especially somebody who's on the podcast is a toy maker.
Okay.
In particular, named Bobby Valla.
Toy maker, not a toy person.
Yes.
Okay.
So he actually creates the things. He has his own company.
Okay.
Either way, so he apparently got some images from someone who works or knows somebody else who works for Hasbro, and they were some prototype head sculpts for upcoming figures. He was given these things to show off, which is a big deal. When you get the go-ahead to show off some stuff, that's a big deal. Even if they may or may not be stolen
pieces
images.
that are one of one.
Well, they don't exist yet. They will be sold eventually.
Yeah.
Especially for upcoming things, right? So he was given these images, and he talked about them and released images of them and did a video on them and stuff like that.
Oh, so they were just renderings of the...
He wasn't given them. He was given the images of them. Not renders, like their actual prototype head sculpts that had already been done.
Okay.
Of an upcoming character. So he did a whole thing on them, showed them off like he was supposed to. This Viper Island guy took the images that were shown, mirrored them, removed the background, put his logo and stuff on it, and shared it.
Okay, that's not cool.
That's thievery, and the obvious thing.
Yeah.
So Ryan doing the right thing.
A theft of an intellectual property, or
it's not even that. It's just basically copyright problems.
Okay.
Because he took Ryan's actual footage or images and did this. So, and then when he was called out on it, he got pissed.
Of course, he got busted.
So Ryan took the images that he put up, that Viper put up, or as people are calling him now, Diaper Island. So he put those up, called him out on it, made a meme about it, about him stealing the shit. And he's like, at least give me credit, is what he said. Those are my images. This was from my video or my Instagram, whichever way it was. Either way. And he said, at least give me credit for it, and then there's not a big deal. If he claimed credit for it for himself, is why it was shitty.
Yeah.
So when Ryan made these images, these memes, using the other guy's things, he filed a fucking copyright claim.
On the images that he took.
Yeah.
And altered.
Yeah.
Really?
And he filed, and then when they made, apparently, then he got the particular Instagram shut down and got videos removed from YouTube. So he, even though he's the one who stole the shit, he called the copyright on it.
So because he's better in court, he gets to steal other people's shit.
It's not even court. There's no court. There's just reporting it to YouTube or Instagram. That's it.
So being a bitch.
Yeah, being a bitch is really what it turned into. He didn't want to be called out on the fact he stole shit. So he's a lying, thieving piece of shit. And then he abuses the copyright system to take down his opponents. The people he stole from,
Sounds about
he
right.
silenced. Okay, so
That sounds familiar.
So
silencing those that don't agree with you.
correct.
Yeah.
Not even that. Silencing the ones who were pointing out the thing you did wrong.
Yeah.
Sounds very familiar. Either way, not getting into all the deep dive politics. This is just the politics of ToyTube. Anyways, I will say I do not care about the 3POA podcast in any way, shape, or form. I have particular beef with Ryan in particular because he fucked me in a way out of a toy group that I was involved in. So I don't like Ryan. I don't care about the POA podcast. I'm not really keen on Bobby Valla. He never did anything to me. He said he would come on one time for an interview and just never followed up, never gave a shit.
Yeah.
And I don't care otherwise. So with that in mind, the only thing I care about is that the Viper Island dude did this shit and abused the fucking copyright systems between Instagram and YouTube. And by the way, Ryan has taken all the proper steps and hasn't gotten those things returned to him or removed just yet.
Of course.
So they're still working on it. It's a process, especially with Instagram, which has basically a singular use copyright claim system, whereas YouTube has claim system and then strike system. So he filed a strike on YouTube, even though he has no proof that what he did is
Well, you don't need proof
copyrighted.
anymore. You're guilty until proven innocent.
You actually do, because here's the thing. So if I put up a video and then somebody takes a clip of my video and uploads it after the fact, and then they try to hit me with a copyright claim or a copyright strike, I have the proof mine was up first and that it clearly has to be mine. It's like, regardless if they say it was theirs and I stole it, mine was up first. Mine, period. That's it. So if Ryan had these images up first, whether it's on video, Instagram, whatever, and you can clearly, and the reason why he removed the background and all that and flipped and put his own fucking watermark on it and commentary, technically speaking, that's fair use. That falls under fair use because you modified it enough, right? Same thing as plagiarizing.
Okay.
You know, fair use, there are fair use things when it comes to YouTube, much like what happens on my reaction channel. If you are transforming it into something of your own, especially if you're like reacting to something, if you're doing commentary on it. So if he had just taken Ryan's images.
So that's why people can get away with doing the duos and all that stuff on
TikTok.
Yeah.
But TikTok doesn't have copyright things like that in the same way. But either way, yes, that is why it works, because it's transforming the content. You're not just stealing it.
Okay.
But much like you'll see with movies that have been uploaded to YouTube.
They've been flipped and all that stuff.
They've been flipped, or they throw a filter on it, or whatever.
Sped up just a hair.
Yeah, something like that, or pitched slightly different.
Yeah.
That's straight up stealing and not significant changes. So having fought a lot of copyright claims, and then just basically I stopped doing that because I got tired of fighting them, but I have fought copyright blocks. So on the reaction channel, we deal with it weekly. Just what happens. On the live streams, if something has a really hefty copyright, it will shut down the stream because it detects copyrighted materials being listened to, viewed, whatever.
Okay.
And then on my end, I can fight that because it's a claim and a block. Those two things work in tandem. Just block is a further part of claim. When it comes to claims, if it's on a monetization thing, they have options as the claimant. They can say that you can have revenue sharing, so you can have it up on your thing as long as we get our cut. Cool. That's the way it should fucking work, especially if I'm transforming it in my way. Then you have the ones where you cannot ever monetize it because they said nope, and then YouTube will take the money anyways. So it just means that you can't run ads on it for yourself, but any ads run will go through YouTube and go to the copyright claimant. It's shitty, but that's how it works. Now, when it comes to
the house always wins.
So here's the house always fucking wins. So that's why like say my streaming channel isn't monetized. I can do super chats which come to me, but if you ever see an ad on that channel, all that is going through YouTube to the claimants.
Okay.
I get nothing because I do not have monetization. But YouTube set up rules a couple of years ago that said, well, we can run ads on non-monetizable content. You just won't make any money from it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's shitty. Now, when it comes to Instagram, I don't know anything about that. I just know that there's a lot of problems with Instagram stuff where people will steal shit, re-upload it. That's why I know Dante, whenever he shares stuff to a story or whatever, he always gives credit. Because at bare minimum, if you're sharing something someone else did, that's one reason why when you share a story via Instagram, you can add music, you can add commentary in text, you can add a cover to it, something like that, so you can alter it in a way so you're not just straight up stealing it, but also give credit. Same thing.
All right.
Now, when it's a person-to-person situation like this, there are channels that I have helped out in the past that I co-streamed live streams to. So I have that video, they have that video. If I were to be a dick, I could file a copyright claim and say that any money made on later views on that goes to me because I was the originator of the content. I could do that. I'm not like that. But what's funny, because the copyright system is automatic, if it detects your content anywhere else, it will let you know. And I had this problem. It wasn't a problem, but like I went through just to check my own channel to make sure nobody else was stealing my shit, because you can see any place any of your videos have popped up. And so the only places that I could see for my own content was my own other channel where I doubled the content. So like I uploaded it here first, and then I said, okay, I don't want it on this channel anymore. I'm going to upload it over here. So literally it's mirrored content. So technically speaking, even though that channel is not monetized, I could copyright claim it and say if there is any money made on that, it just comes back to the main channel.
All of this is new. I had no idea how.
Well, you're not on the creator end of it, so you wouldn't know. Now, the abuse, there have been plenty of cases of copyright abuse.
Oh, I bet you can pencil whip the hell out of that.
Yeah, you can. And the thing is that when it comes to YouTube, they're a bit more reasonable with figuring stuff out like this, especially if it's strikes. Because copyright strikes are kind of hard to get. But the fact that they give someone the ability to do it who isn't even the originator of the content is what's fucked up about it. Instagram, probably a different way to go about it. But there was a time it was SS Sniper Wolf, who was a reactor, did this because somebody else was talking about her and didn't like it. So she filed copyright strikes on their channel for making fun of her.
Oh, just because she got butthurt.
Yeah, the other person reacted to her video where she was being stupid, made bad comments about it, she didn't like it, and got taken down. And so, or had that taken down. But that person got a copyright strike.
Essentially whining, they're making fun of me.
Yes, and that's basically what this asshole at Viper Island did. Now, I don't know Viper Island, never even fucking heard of them until now. I don't follow a lot of the toy shit. I got like 1 or 2 reviewers that I actually watch any reviews of for toys. I don't really follow a lot of the action figure shit. I could give a shit less about G.I. Joe in general. I don't even have any. You know, you see what I've got. I don't have any G.I. Joe stuff. Anything I had, I sold off a long time ago. And I'll probably be getting out of Power Rangers after Hasbro ditched the license to fucking Playmates.
Really?
Yeah, Hasbro's like, oh, by the way, we're not going to finish any of this stuff that, you guys really wanted from our line. We're just going to sell it to Playmates now, and they can do whatever they want with it. I was like, so I got several lines over there that are not finished.
Yeah, you got like 100 something.
That's not 100. There's about 50.
Yeah, no.
No, there is. There's only about 50 over there. Either way, maybe 60. Either way, it's definitely not 100. But the point is I have, and there's one partial series up there on the second shelf. There's, like, right there.
Yeah.
There's only 2 characters done from one of the series. Now it'll never be complete. And then I don't know where he's at. Right over here. See this blue guy shooting a gun here at the end?
Pew, pew.
So him and the red one, I think that should be behind him.
Yep.
Yeah, those 2 are the only ones from that series. And those are the last 2 put out, period.
Guess they're in space?
No, those aren't in space. Those are different. In space is the top shelf. In the literal sense, that's Power Rangers in space at the top.
In space.
Yeah, and that's Power Rangers Lost Galaxy and others. Either way, it doesn't matter. Not going into all that, but either way. But the point is,
you make my head hurt sometimes.
dude, the fucking you and guns and cars. Same thing with me and toys. It's fine. very specific toys. Anyways, but
Random toy.
yeah, no, I do need to clean up the shelf because it's getting a little too overrun with things that don't go over there.
And you need to dust.
I do need to dust. I'm gonna get one of those filters in here. If you ever tell me which one you got for your house.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice one.
Yeah, no, I should get that in here.
I'll send you a link later.
Yes, either way. So just the drama on the YouTube toy side. There's been a lot of people reacting to it and supporting Ryan, and good for you if you're doing that. I completely agree with that asshole needs to be taken down for what he did. Viper Island, that is, being very specific. Don't need to get into all the drama or for the reasons I don't like Ryan. It doesn't matter in this situation, but maybe I'll put it up on the Patreon. Wink, wink. But like, I gotta edit this either today or tomorrow to get it out as fast as possible for the patrons because we're on the day of when they normally would get the uncut version. Which you guys just heard the uncut version of that rant that definitely got cut from the main show. That was at 1:13. I should have marked
20 minutes we can't get back.
Well, that's 20 minutes of extra content for everybody else. Speaking of content that nobody wants to fucking view, Doctor Who.
Okay, tell me. Talk to me.
Okay.
I haven't been keeping up.
Yes, so neither have I. So as a Whovian since at least 2006 or 2007. So I came in during.
I wouldn't
David
even
Tennant's
call
run.
myself a Whovian. I think it's okay. I like the concept. I like David Tennant.
Yeah,
and that's about where I stopped.
yeah. So I came
Who's the other?
in.
Christopher Eccles.
Christopher Eccleston was the first one once it was revived in 2005.
Yep.
And then from there, obviously, so on and so forth. So I actually went back and watched the Eccleston season.
It was good.
It was good. But I had started in David Tennant's second season.
Now, which doctor had Donna as the assistant?
Tennant.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was season 4.
Redheaded MILF.
Yeah, that was season 4.
All right.
Yeah. So if you look at it as 2005, the revivals is the beginning of the new seasons.
Okay.
So season 1 was Eccleston. Season 2 through 4 is Tennant. Matt Smith takes over in 5 through.
And Matt Smith
8.
was with Billy Piper, right?
No, David Tennant was Billy Piper.
That was first.
Billy Piper was the first.
Okay.
One
Companion.
Yeah, so she was with Eccleston and Tennant, and then she came back to visit twice.
Okay.
After the fact. Either way, as a either cameo or a very specific role as
All
Rose.
I know is lowish budget. They do a good job with very little. And they
Low. Fuck that, dude. That's one of the bigger TV budgets.
Well, they still do a good job with what they're doing.
Until Game of Thrones came around, they were one of the bigger expense. Yeah, because they're shooting. Well, a lot of it is shot in Cardiff, to be fair. But then, like, they also went around the world shooting in different places. Especially once they started incorporating CG, it was a big thing.
Yeah.
Building newer, bigger, better sets. Like, once they got to Matt Smith's TARDIS, which was the physically biggest interior set that they had built at the time, that thing was, several $100,000 probably just to build that set. And then, mind you, it's all funded by the BBC, so really, who's keeping track? It's government money at that point. So, but the thing is, I haven't watched since Jodie Whittaker's first season. So that was the female doctor.
Okay, I missed all of that. Yeah. Everything.
So we watched her first season, which was okay at best. At bare minimum, it was okay.
At this point, they're running out of stories.
No, you can have lots and lots of stories. That's like saying Star Trek ran out of stories.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. Either way, that's why they're still Star Trek is still going too. But the thing is like they're not out of stories because they have a literal infinite universe to talk about. But the only thing they wanted to talk about was some earthling problems, such as transgenderism and women's problems. So
because that's a universally global issue.
It definitely was a universal problem for sure. So before Peter Capaldi left, he was the last male doctor before we started the female thing. Back when the doctor was only male, and then the doctor became a they/them. Technically speaking, because now he's a female too, so therefore he's a they/them. Can't just say she when she's a she and he when he's a he. It's just now they/them.
Now, I guess you start using the gender neutral pronouns.
Yeah.
Like my favorite fucker.
No. Well, they can't say that because it's a BBC show.
Well, they should.
Anyways, so after the female doctor left, we got a very short run with David Tennant reprising the role as the 14th Doctor.
Okay.
While technically, visually the same Doctor, not technically, because it is a new regeneration, because clearly he's going to have new memories since it's been like 1,200 years since the last time he was David Tennant, give or take.
Yeah, he might have changed a little emotion.
Or in some case, depending on how you look at it, several billion years since then.
So was he like an angrier, more focused?
He's different because he's
less
no
carefree,
longer.
less silly.
Well, he's not straight out of the Time War, and now he has the retconning of the Doctor's origin in his head, to where. Okay, so this was the big turning point for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. Whether you hate it or love it, it is the big turning point of the story. It's called the Timeless Child. The Time Lords are functionally immortal because they have regeneration. Except every Time Lord has a set number of regenerations. Except for when Matt Smith's Doctor gained a new regeneration cycle from the Time Lords.
Okay.
So he got to 12 new regenerations.
Basically rebooted him.
Yes. So that's how we got Capaldi, who was the 13th Doctor. Actually, technically the 12th at the time. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. Either way, he was 12, now he's 13 at that point.
12-teen, gotcha.
Yeah, because they inserted the War Doctor, who didn't count as a number. Whatever.
The War Doctor.
Yeah, John Hurt as the Doctor.
Nope.
Yep, you missed that. It was a singular thing.
Was he the old guy?
Okay, so if you didn't watch it, it was the 50th anniversary special.
Okay, was he angry? Like War Doctor angry?
He was in the middle of the Time War, so yes, he was very angry.
Oh, hell yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so John Hurt as the Doctor, what he was not the Doctor technically because he abandoned the name the Doctor during the Time War because of the evil he was committing.
Okay.
So that's why they don't count him as a number. But he was pre Eccleston. He regenerated into Eccleston.
Okay.
So either way. Yes, that's correct. I had to think about he's in between Paul McGann and Eccleston. Either way. So now the Doctor has a new regeneration cycle. Yay! It's cool that Time Lords could grant the Doctor that.
Yay, more seasons.
Until Jodie Whittaker, where they said, nope, the Doctor is for some reason the source of regenerations. The Time Lords found the Doctor as a child who kept turning into other children for some fucking reason. So they studied the Doctor, harnessed his powers, and then used the time vortex to change their people into having the regeneration ability.
Okay.
So basically, they just said the Doctor is the source of everything instead of just being a Time Lord who's special.
Because it couldn't have been simple.
No, but they retconned the existence of the fucking Time Lords because they've always said that it was just the exposure and the studying of the time vortex that gave them regeneration.
Well, apparently they were exposed to and they were studying said.
Yes, but they got regeneration from the Doctor, but wiped the Doctor's memory because
they stretched it a little.
And now they're saying the Doctor has no age because they have no idea how old the Doctor is, because they found
billion-year baby. Gotcha.
They found them as a baby who was changing into different things at that point, and then the mother of the Doctor, who was the Time Lord that they weren't Time Lords yet, but whatever the Gallifreyans before they're. Because that's the whole thing in and of itself, the difference between a standard Gallifreyan and a Time Lord. Because there are just normies who are just Gallifreyans who are effectively just humans with two hearts. Time Lords are the ones who can do all the cool shit. Blah, blah, blah. Racism. Either way.
I hear a lot of blah, blah, yeah.
Yeah. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. This brings us on to...
Get to the point!
This gets us to the 15th Doctor, who's the current one. Except there's technically two current Doctors. So the 60th anniversary special, which just happened beginning of this year, end of last year, introduced both David Tennant returning as the Doctor, and then the 15th Doctor, in Chutigatwa. Yeah.
Bless you.
The Black Gay Doctor.
Okay.
Black Gay Doctor. That's all you need to know. Black Gay Doctor. They did a new thing called Bi-Generation, where the Doctor...
So is he bi or gay?
Yeah. Well, actually, he's a they, them. So, the Doctor's kind of pansexual, Because while Jodie Whittaker had a somewhat romantic relationship with her female companion. So the Doctor can swing whichever way. He flirted with Captain Jack, so there's that, but that has more to do with the 51st century human pheromones that attract anyone to them more than the Doctor liking Jack that much. Either way. He definitely had romantic relationships with females as a male, and then as a female had a romantic relationship with a male, or a female, not a male, and then now as a gay black man, who knows? But he has a new Rose, as it were, which actually the actress's name is Rose. That's what's funny. So she's a new hot blonde, but she's gone now apparently. So they did the bi-generation. Instead of turning into the new Doctor, he actually pulled the next Doctor out of him and split into current Doctor, future Doctor.
Oh, no.
So 2 Doctors coexisting in the universe. White David Tennant Doctor, black gay Doctor. Both out in the universe doing whatever. But David Tennant Doctor, instead of being out in the universe doing whatever, decided to stay with Donna and her family. Because they had to bring back Donna.
Yeah.
Who has a trans daughter.
Okay.
So that's how you get more messaging.
Of course.
Yeah. That's why we have an episode called a rose by any other name is still trans or something like that.
Okay.
So go back a couple months and watch that episode.
All this conditioning they're trying to put in all these programs is just irritating.
So
be funny, entertain us, dance monkey dance.
Yeah. So
you're a clown, be a clown, entertain us.
Correct.
Sing, be fun.
Yes. So here's the next part of the story of Nchuti who apparently said his own name wrong until he was about 23 when he finally discovered how to say his name.
That's what I saw very short on.
Yeah. So he didn't know how to say his name properly.
Nchuti.
Yeah, Nchuti.
Yeah.
Which, it's in apostrophe letters. So it is what it is. Or Shuti, technically. Maybe not Shuti, but Shuti. Either way.
Yeah, not Shuti, but
he's
gotcha.
He's Scottish, Nigerian, or something like that.
All right.
Either way, it doesn't matter. He's gay black Doctor. Because he is a gay man. He's legit gay. Like that's but he's all about the queer representation and all that. And even the first episode coming back into this new season of Doctor Who, which is called Season 1, because we're starting over with the new queer agenda on Disney.
Oh, dear.
This first episode coming in introduces a brand new character who is played by a famous drag queen who is now a queer queen, technically speaking. And the character is, I think, technically a they, them in the show. Is a borderline, can't quite tell, very ambiguous.
Pat Kelly.
Yes. Definitely Pat. And
Jodie.
But when approached by people who are like, why the fuck are you guys doing this stuff? We got back Russell T Davies, who was going to save the show and bring it back to the heyday of the Tennant era.
Well, didn't people just stop watching?
That's what happened. So since Jodie Whittaker's second season, which is where they brought in the Timeless Child, and then the other thing that happened where they basically wiped out half the Doctor wiped out half the universe, like Thanos. I missed all that. I don't really care.
At this point, they seem to be tired of the dead horse pace that they're continuing to beat.
Correctly.
Yep.
Yes. So basically, he said specifically to the fans in a public interview, he said, if you guys don't like it, turn off the TV.
Yeah.
So the star of Doctor Who told the fans if they don't like the queer agenda being shoved down their throat, don't watch. So it turns out they didn't. Brand new season starts. We're 3 episodes deep into the brand new season, and every single episode has less and less viewership, to the point that the 3rd episode was 400,000 viewers less than the episode before that.
Now, what was the season finale of the previous episode?
It doesn't have that on this particular thing.
Man, that would...
Oh, wait, no, incorrect. Okay, so the number is further down from a loss of over 2 million viewers from the Christmas episode the year before.
Damn.
There was only 3 million viewers of the 60th anniversary, which they got only that because David Tennant was there. And then people went, this is garbage, and then ran away. And then they were told not to watch. So they didn't.
They didn't.
But there is something about this. So once again, the only numbers they're reporting are in the UK because, as you and I discussed before that we went rolling, it's available via Disney Plus.
Okay, and I don't have that.
You don't have
Probably
Disney
won't.
Plus. I have Disney Plus because I watched the 60th anniversary specials and then went, ugh. And then I did not rewatch it. So actually, I should have had Mike come on today, but I'm sure he'll talk about it tomorrow, because Mike did watch these episodes and he said they were horrendous.
Some of them, even before them, some of those episodes just were dull and they lagged. And
Okay,
they just
it doesn't. I don't care if it's dull, because shows can have
or is
laggy
it,
shows.
or is it just physically offensive?
I mean, it was that it wasn't that it was boring. It's that it was all about messaging.
Oh, that's irritating. That's
Yeah.
very irritating.
It's all about the messaging, and it's potentially boring.
Hi, here's this and this and this and this is all we're going to talk about.
Yeah, literally, it's all about the LGBT.
What I don't
community.
get, for a group of our population that wants to be treated like everybody else, they seem to have a issue with wanting to be treated special at the same time.
No, they absolutely want to be treated completely differently to everyone else.
Exactly. And I don't get it. You want to be like you want to be like everybody else. Get married, be miserable, be like everybody else.
Yeah,
Don't try to be special too and demand equality.
yeah. You're already
Be equal.
You're already equal under the law, but they need to
Exactly.
be. But you know, the best way to be equal to everyone is to be better than them,
True, but
and to be treated better than them.
be kind. Mind your own business. Stay out of other people's business.
Yeah.
Be like everybody else.
Yeah.
That's easy.
But see, here's the thing. From their side, we're the ones in the wrong that need to get on board.
Oh, because we
with
don't
that.
agree with them and we don't bow down to the squeaky wheel.
Yeah. But you're supposed to.
But no.
But Jeff,
But no.
squeak.
Uh-uh.
Squeak. Squeak. Respect my pronouns or I will kill you, which seems to be what they keep saying nowadays. Either way,
There's no cause for violence unless you don't agree with me.
yeah. Or as we call it now, the Doctor Who nouns. So
What was that quote from Letterkenny? We at the hard right don't practice violence. Well, we do.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. The hard right, Jay. It always comes back to Letterkenny. Letterkenny had it all figured out.
They really did.
So here's the thing. And this is the to be fair segment here.
Well, to be fair,
Oh, don't say to be fair. I hate when people say to be fair. It sounds like to be fair.
well, to be fair,
That's a short one.
To be fair.
Yeah. That's a different button. Either way, they do not. Disney has not reported any watch numbers.
They probably won't.
They probably won't, or they'll inflate them. But also, as Christine commented, which I will read because Christine is a Whovian and also doesn't agree with a lot of the shit that's been going on. However, she does make an effort. Let me switch back over here to actually read that comment, because I made a post about Chutigatwa saying, hey, fuck you if you don't like it. If you don't like our messaging, don't watch our show. I was like, okay, cool. Right here. All right. So I posted the link where he said that.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch a show that went off there 20 years ago.
Yeah. So I said they told us the woke bullshit wasn't going to stop, and then told people not to watch if they don't like it. Cool. As far as I'm concerned, the show ended with Capaldi. That's what I said. So here's what Christine replied with. I like Jodie Whittaker as a doctor. It was the storylines that were a bit disappointing to me. I said that too. There's nothing wrong with Jodie Whittaker as an actor, and she was fine as a doctor, but the story they put around her and everything else like that, the direction was bad. Said, I disagree with this article. People aren't watching the show because it's hard to access. Here in Canada, it's been broadcast on the Space Channel, currently called Sci-Fi, since it came back in 2005 and it included most channel packages. That has now stopped, and I personally can't get it on any of my current 1,000 channels. So she's just got normal satellite, whatever, or cable, whichever. I think it's being shown on by Disney Plus, so that just wrecks it there. I refuse to pay for single channels, no matter what's on them. I would say the partnership with Disney has wrecked the show more than anything, but the partnership with Disney is new. So you can't say that that's the only thing that wrecked. The numbers were down already.
I don't know. It seems like everything in the past 4
Yeah.
years that Disney's got its hands on has just gone down.
For the most part, yes. But here's the thing. If that were true, the viewing numbers wouldn't be down in Britain, where it comes from.
True.
So it's on normal TV there still, and it's on streaming.
If you buy the television license in Britain, that's not free. You have to buy a television license. It's a yearly subscription, and that's how the BBC funds everything.
Well, I thought they just did that via taxes anyways.
It's a subscription. You have to buy the license.
So you don't just have TV channels?
No.
Oh, well, that's stupid.
But if you buy the license, you have everything the BBC does.
Well, because I know there's multiple quote unquote BBC channels, 1, 2, 3, whatever, and some of them are news, some of them are TVs. Dave, which is one of them, is where like all main other TV shows run. Obviously, what was it? Top Gear was on BBC 2, if I recall, BBC 1 or 2, because of course the more important, high expensive shows go on.
That's the way it explained to me from the gentleman who taught me to drive an 18-wheeler.
Yeah,
he was a British Special Forces paratroop regiment, and Scottish guy raised in England. Cool dude. But he explained a lot of that to me.
Hold on. I'm actually going to read this real quick. BBC is funded by and established to serve all license fee payers. That means producing public service content that appeals to the breadth of the UK public and distributing programs and services in a way that makes them accessible to the maximum number of license fee payers. So who pays the license? Just you?
The individual who wants the television. It's basically their cable bill.
Okay, well that doesn't change anything compared to what we do.
True.
It's just that it's directly funded because it's government funded.
It's government funded and subsidized.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's no different than us having a cable bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's different. But that's what I was getting. I was like,
Now,
I thought you meant you had to buy like very specific things. But
now,
yeah.
do they consider the BBC employees government workers?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Because that's one issue why, what happened with Top Gear was a big thing, because they're technically government representatives where they're anywhere in the world.
True.
Yeah. So starting an accidental incident.
Well, that wasn't the issue. It was punching the producer that was the issue.
No, the international backlash was the problem.
What, from the Falklands?
Then the punching the producer.
Oh, from the Falklands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which actually, as I've watched recently, was literally sheer dumb luck.
Yeah.
The plate was on the car when they bought it, and nobody fucking realized it.
And they knew it. They claimed that the entire time, and no one in Argentina wanted to believe them.
Yeah. It's like, we just bought the car this way.
That was an intense ending when they were getting out with the
They literally were assaulted by the fucking people there. But
they had to go through that river crossing again at night.
Yeah. But here's the problem with that, as we're going to talk about Top Gear here in a second, because we're continuing on with BBC-related content here. When that happened, someone had to choose to feel that license plate was done for that reason. Mm-hmm. But you got to think, the British people who bought the car, transported it half a world away, filmed it, did all this other stuff. Not one of them went, oh, that looks like Falklands.
But how many of them actually had hands on that vehicle? It was probably done through agents, brokers, intermediaries.
No. Okay, so there's somebody who specifically got the car. I mean, obviously they chose the car. There were two. That's actually a very rare car. The one that caused the problem, that Porsche.
Yeah, Porsche.
Porsche. I don't care. That car was only one of two in Britain, period. With the 5-speed manual, that was the one that was in the best shape.
Yeah.
Because they wanted one that was a manual transmission. So they got that Porsche 928 or whatever it was, 924, 928, whichever one it was, with a 5-speed manual. It was one of only two in the fucking country. So it was sheer dumb luck that they picked one which had a possibly offensive license plate. And it's only offensive to people who would think it was offensive.
And if one of the other two would have been driving that car, I don't think it would have been an issue. But Clarkson being Clarkson.
But here's the go ahead.
That's something he would have done. But he didn't think to do it.
Yeah.
But it happened by accident.
But look at it this way. He didn't recognize that on the license plate for himself.
No.
The most offensive guy who purposely goes out there and makes offensive plates for fun didn't go, hey, this plate says this, we should probably not do it. Because he's been interviewed about it. James May was interviewed about it. Andy Willman, the guy head of fucking Top Gear, was asked about it and said, no, none of us fucking thought about it. It went through something like 25 people to even get to the point of it being in front of the camera. Not a single person even had the thought of that.
Oh, because they're thinking that far in the past. Of course they are.
Yeah. But they even said, even James May said, because I just happened to see all of this all at once, the way YouTube works. You search for Top Gear, you start getting all the shit. And the thing is like, he even said, we would not have done that. Look, we're assholes, but we're not those kind of assholes.
Right.
It's like, if any person on this crew would have done it, we would have said no. we're not doing that. We would have changed the fucking number plate. They weren't going to because it is a process. They bought that car. That is the car, or that was the license plate that was on that car from the moment it was purchased by the first person who ever bought it.
Right.
That's it. That's it. And people said, because that Falkland Islands War happened in 1982, so it was letter 982 FLK.
Yeah.
So people just went, oh, this is a reference to the Falkland Islands War. It's like, wait, what?
Of course,
they're like
there,
literally like, wait, what now?
Of course, the Argentinian people would have saw that and made that reference
Yeah,
quick in their head.
The British, who are the problem there, wouldn't think about it at all.
That's like going to, the Middle East and seeing
Yeah.
a license plate that says, US 911 or whatever. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
They wouldn't think a lot about it.
Or NYC
But
911.
if we saw that, we'd make that connection in a hurry.
I guess that's true. But the funny part is they weren't thinking about Argentina being a problem.
Argentina?
I always want to say that. It sounds better, doesn't it? Either way, they said they weren't thinking about that because they're just thinking about Patagonia, which is the two different countries, Chile and Argentina together, is Patagonia. It's like, that's all they were thinking about. They didn't consider anything about that possibly being a problem until they got there and it became a problem. And then what do? You still have to drive across this whole fucking country.
Right.
So either way.
Which, without that would have been a fantastic special.
No, I mean, it was still fantastic.
The drama.
It was just new
made
drama.
it fantastic for a completely different reason.
Except that it took proper Top Gear out of existence.
Yeah.
Which has led to the fact that there is literally only one Top Gear now in existence.
That we consider acceptable.
No, that exists, period.
True. UK, because of that accident, it's gone. It's off. It's done for now.
Period. That's gone.
Maybe.
No. They've said 100%. The only Top Gear that is...
And see, I didn't see the vid. Did you see any video about that accident?
No.
I
don't
have
know
not
anything
either.
about it.
What happened?
I don't know, but we're going to talk about
There was an accident.
Well, there's lots of accidents, generally speaking. It's Top Gear. There
This
are
time
accidents.
Hammond wasn't driving.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what happened with British Top Gear, but I know that Top Gear Australia was brought back again, and we've talked about this because one of our favorite car people, Moog,
Yep.
a.k.a. Blair Jocelyn.
Have you watched any of the Australia Top Gear?
Yeah, I'm the one who told you.
No, but are they good?
So here's the problem. Much like British Top Gear and American Top Gear, they can't keep hosts. So the problem is that I watched the first 2 seasons of Australian Top Gear, which were limited, but they changed out a couple of the guys. It's like one of them is like kind of car literate. The other ones are basically like actors or presenters or whatever. And so they're doing their best with what they got.
Yeah.
No one has ever replicated what the 3
It's hard
did.
to replicate that kind of chemistry.
Yeah.
And
And
way
car knowledge.
car knowledge, chemistry, the way they present.
Yeah.
They're very comfortable doing what they did. I'm talking about the initial 3.
Yeah.
And
Well, the second initial
they were
3.
so good at what they did. My wife and kids got into watching Top Gear and loved it.
Yeah,
They
everybody
loved
loves
the
cars.
specials. They loved the big
Yeah.
everything, the funny stuff, and it was great.
Yeah. So now we have Top Gear.
My favorites are
Australia.
when they were building shit, modifying
course,
cars
yeah.
and doing crazy shit. I love
So
that.
that will continue according to Blair. So Blair, now it's weird calling him Blair.
Moog.
So the thing is, on the show they don't call him Moog, they call him Blair. So the first episode of Top Gear Australia, which is now literally globally licensed, and is the only Top Gear that's being produced, period, by the BBC.
That we can't view.
Yeah, and we can't view it here yet. He did say specifically on an interview, yet. Because he's been asked repeatedly, when can we watch it in the UK?
The television
Here's
said it was available on the internet. No, the Magic Answer Box.
Yeah, so-
said the 17th of this month it was available.
Yeah.
I can't get it.
Not for us. So it's on Paramount Plus, and
So
I'm going to guess that BBC iPlayer may be able. But here's the thing. The places that it's not available are the US and the UK.
in the UK, really?
Yeah, irony. So they can't watch it in the UK.
But Germany, Middle East,
Different licensing problem.
All that.
So here's the thing. It is actually the BBC group that has always done Top Gear that is producing it.
Good.
So, well, the ones who are still there from the old days. Obviously, a good bit of them went to go do.
did you
Grand
ever
Tour.
watch the US Top Gear, the old ones?
I never watched any of
Faust,
the US.
Rutledge,
Nope.
and Ferrara.
Nope, never watched a single
Great
episode.
chemistry with all 3 of those.
I'm
Those
sure.
3 are good.
So, but I've seen things with Rutledge Wood, and I don't like him as a presenter.
But the other 2 are funny as hell. They're still friends to this day. They're funny
Yeah.
as hell together.
And I like all of those people separately. but I think that no one has ever been able to read a prompter in the same way that the original 3 could.
Well, of course, they were doing it for 22 years.
I know, but even in the beginning, when they first got together,
they come from doing car stuff and everything.
So here's the thing. So
that was an organic amalgamation of presenters.
Correct.
And that's why they were so good. They weren't forced together. They weren't cherry picked. It was organic.
Well, I think James may have been slightly cherry picked because they did get rid of Jason. Jason was the weird one in 2002 when they brought it back, or 1. Either way, I just forget.
I don't think I remember that one.
No, that was the first season of New Top Gear. And that was when they had Jason as the third person, and he was basically in studio only, and then he would talk about a lot more of the reasonably priced car stuff, like basic maintenance.
And they'd have him do
like
voiceovers and stuff.
But nowhere near like what he wasn't a car reviewer. He was more of a mechanic.
Because, man, by the time those 3 got done, they were damn good drivers.
Oh, yeah. So going back to New Top Gear Australia, once again, we talked about the fact we can't watch it currently here in the U.S.
I can only imagine if I can get my hands on it and watch the back episodes, I want to see all the adventures all over Australia. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, and hell, do the 18-wheeler train like they did the 18-wheeler episodes on other stuff.
Yeah,
get those boys hauling 3, 4, 5 trailers at once.
So the thing is, from whatever, I don't really remember much of the old Top Gear Australia. I don't, because I had to download them the hard way. I don't remember much about what they did. I know there was one episode where I think they tried to make boat cars, but they were off the beach.
Those are always my favorite. The amphibious anything are always my favorite.
But they're doing it off of the Gold Coast instead of a lake, so a little bit different. If I recall, they did something like that. I don't remember. They probably did some of the great races, that kind of stuff. I just don't remember. But with the new episode, as we're trying to talk about, I saw last night, because I'm in the Mighty Car Mods Facebook group. Somebody said, it's up on Facebook. Here's the link. So that was the same link I sent you. I should have watched it immediately. So you didn't watch it when I sent it to you, and then 3 hours later, I finally got to watch it. But the thing is I fell asleep watching it after they got done with the first portion of the show. So the first time that they went back to the studio, I fell asleep on the couch. And then I was awoken by a really weird ass fucking noise, which I guess was the ad that was playing after it got blocked.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it was. I was like, what the fuck is this on my TV? And it woke me up because it was just that annoying of a sound. So what had happened was the obvious thing, as we talked about YouTube copyrights. BBC saw, hey, wait a minute. Our TV show is up on a platform it's not supposed to be on, and nuked it.
Yep.
And so whoever uploaded it to whatever that channel was edited out all but a 5-minute segment. So what I do know about the episode, 1, they're in Italy doing supercars.
Okay.
And this version of Top Gear
Big surprise, because Top Gear doesn't go to Italy a lot,
Well, this is Top Gear Australia, not Britain, where they're neighbors to Italy. They had to be flown across the fucking world.
Yeah, that's a trip.
Yeah. So Moog had a new Maserati twin turbo hybrid car with 800 some odd horsepower.
Okay.
The main guy, the secondary guy, I don't remember their names. They're also car people / actors. The head guy looks like an actor. I just don't know his name. We could probably pull it up, but I don't want to. So the one guy came in first with a brand new Ferrari, which is also a twin turbo V6 hybrid with 800 plus horsepower. You can see the theme here. So the main presenter guy, who looks like an actor, he looks like an Australian. What's his fucking name?
Tiger Woods.
No, don't just throw out fucking names without Bradley Cooper. So he looks like Australian Bradley Cooper. So he gets something that's of similar ilk to the other cars, except he grabs a Pagani, one of the brand new Paganis.
What, the Huayra or what?
It's a new version of the Huayra, but it's not the Huayra. It's a name that I literally can't pronounce. I don't even know what the fuck he said. That's how I don't.
Was it the accent or the word itself?
Both. So it's an Australian saying an Italian word.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
The Huayra.
Yeah, no. At least Huayra is a South American. South
Mexican.
Why did you give me moonshine, you dick? Either way,
I'm a good friend.
It's barely any moonshine. It's mostly actually root beer.
Yeah.
But either way, Huayra was a South American god of wind or something like that. Either way, whatever this thing is, it actually means like long tail. So they made like a more of a long tail old school racer vibe. So it looks like something from like the 50s, you know, from like a high speed 50s car,
Okay.
but with Pagani everything, including the big ass gull wing doors.
Oh, nice.
Except that it's one of 5 in the world.
And it's like what, $3 million or something?
11.
Ouch.
Yeah, 11 million Australian
Ouch,
dollars.
kabibble.
11 million Australian dollars, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because those are much bigger than ours. So he had 12 times the cost, basically, of the other cars that were involved. Like Moogs was like 600 or like 500,000. The other guys was 600,000.
Oh, you know, chump change.
Chump change. And so, but it's also one of only 5, and it's like Mr. Pagani's fucking car. It's like, so he's like, okay, so I got to be super careful driving around. And they had to drive into Italy proper with this. And it was like one of those things.
They were in the little streets and they barely fit.
Literally. So they did the same thing.
Dragon splitters and all that.
Literally. Yeah. So they did all of that from what I saw through the first portion. So they had to go to a very fancy dinner, but they had to find the tailor. So they had taken their measurements and sent ahead to get custom made suits for them. They had to find the tailor in Italy, get their suit, and find the restaurant. And had to get there by a certain time.
Right. And the last person had to do something
And
irritating.
they didn't go that far. But Moog was the only one who seemed to not have any problems, in theory. Once again, falling asleep. So Moog and the guy in the Pagani got there first. The funny part was, like, because there was no way to park the Pagani, he literally blocked the street with the car, gets out, goes into the tailor to get his suit, and blocks traffic entirely because there's no way to park the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And so he just blocks traffic.
It's just too big.
It's just too big. Yeah. Literally blocks the entire fucking road. And then they get to dinner. You see Moog is in this really beautifully tailored, like all black fucking suit. Like everything's black.
Cleaned up good, huh?
Yeah. And he's still got his backwards hat.
Of course.
But here's the fun part. They actually got a shot of Moog in the Maserati talking to one of the other guys outside of the car, full on Mighty Car Mods fucking logo on the hat.
Nice.
And one of the best things was when they're talking about supercars, he keeps bringing up Toyotas.
He loves Toyotas.
But you know what he said? He's like, dude, it's like he's like a Camry is not a supercar. He's like, with an eBay turbo, it is, which is what they had just done.
Yes.
They had just done the turbo Camry before he went to go film that. So he's literally talking about Mighty Car Mods on fucking Top Gear.
Of course.
That was fantastic without saying it by name. But either way, the fact that
I'm sure he's going to do Easter eggs like that until he gets in trouble.
The fact that they didn't cover the Chop logo on the hat was the big thing for me.
Right.
But the fact that he's basically still just dressing like Moog, except for the fact they give him a budget and buy him clothes, because Moog hasn't bought a new shirt since 1987.
Yeah, he gets them for free, mostly. That's
No,
why
he
gets
just
new
doesn't
shirts.
buy new clothes. Like, if it's not Mighty Car Mods merch, he doesn't buy clothes.
Was it shot out of a cannon?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's new.
Yeah. It's like the same hat, same shoes, same everything, because you hear Marty constantly give him shit about it. He's
Yeah.
like, look at his fucking shoes. Buy new shoes. He's like, no, these are comfortable. There's literally holes like everywhere.
It finally broke in.
Yeah, his t-shirts are all got the fucking neck that started out as a normal fucking
Right.
neck, and now it's down to
Now,
here.
I wonder if they're eventually going to get a hold of that new Chinese 1,200 horsepower SUV.
Who knows?
Did you see that thing?
No.
It's
But-
the Huang Dang or something like that.
Sure it is. Bless you.
Hybrid, but instead of batteries, it has what I've been saying for years and years. It utilizes a gas engine to turn a generator, which in turn turns wheel motors on all 4 wheels.
Yeah, no, that's happened before.
Fisker Karma.
Fisker did it, and then
They were one of the
other
first
people
ones.
did it too.
Some people did it, but then it disappeared. I don't-
Because they have to sell fucking batteries.
exactly. We should be using the fossil fuels we can get our hands on, and whatever fuels we can use smarter and
it's
more efficiently.
Literally hundreds of miles per gallon in that way.
Yeah.
Because
I'm talking 30, 35, 40 miles a gallon.
well, no, beyond that,
Yeah.
because it's not using
Well,
the motor to turn
it's
the wheels.
Still going to be under load when a higher power demand is necessary.
Because it doesn't ever have to be, because it's just charging the system.
It is,
doesn't even
but-
have to run constantly.
It does.
The RPMs never have to go up because
To make more power, RPMs have to go up.
yeah, but it can make power anytime it's on. It's not like it has to generate power by hitting the brakes.
But that's the thing with cars set up like that. When you floor it and you start getting those higher power needs, the RPMs go up too to generate more power.
Yeah, but if it's just been idling
But
constantly, you
if you're
drive around, it's
if
just
you're
storing
cruising,
power.
keeping your foot out of it, letting the transmission roll, you're going to get stupid mileage.
Yeah, exactly. It gets hundreds of
But
miles
this
to the
thing,
gallon.
huge. It looks like a
Use a diesel generator. It's even better.
it looks like a Land Rover on steroids.
Yeah, that sounds dumb.
But it's got a function where you hit a button.
Uh-huh.
One set of tires goes forward, the other side goes backwards,
Uh-huh.
and it does a complete 360 in place.
Yeah, I mean, anything with electric motors
Still,
will do that.
it's a neat function, but 1,200 horsepower. But
Yeah, but it's all electric horsepower. It doesn't count. It's metric horsepower. It doesn't count.
I'd be down.
But how many kilowatts? Which is actually what we should measure hybrids in, is kilowatts, like they do in Australia.
Or
and England.
kilonewtons or whatever.
No, kilowatts. That's what they measure it in. They convert it to horsepower.
I don't know.
It's a weird thing, but that's what they do if you watch enough Mighty
Well,
Car
it's one of
Mouse.
those things that if you're raised with it, you don't think about it.
Yeah. Well, we'll do freedom fractions here in the U.S.
Freedom fractions.
Yeah.
It's 16 bananas.
No, we do things in fractions. We don't do things by percentage
How much
or by
does it
decimal
weigh?
points.
843 koalas. Yes.
No, we don't measure things like that. We just do kilowatts. Either way, so the things I do know about the episode: one, obviously Italian things. Two,
Pizza.
I don't know if they do pizza. So what Moog has talked about, they have like 5 or 6 stars in a reasonably priced car right off the bat, so they bank a bunch.
Oh, so they're sticking with similar format.
The format doesn't change
Okay.
at all. So they do the stars in a reasonably priced car, which is like half the show because
And
they gotta
stars
do
we
so
hardly
many.
know.
We won't because they're Australian.
We will. Give
No, we
us a
won't.
bit.
We won't be able to watch it. So
You won't.
Yeah. So the thing is, beyond that, fuck that. I'll download it if I have to. The one thing I'll torrent is fucking Top Gear. Going all the way back to 2005.
Hello, old friend.
Yes, literally. So upon that, Moog does have a costly accident at some point in the season. And they show that in the teaser because the beginning of the season they always show you teasers.
Wait. Moog got too enthusiastic. Say it isn't so.
No, he somehow wrecked something very expensive.
Oh,
Yes. So he had a costly accident at some point.
I know what I'm doing at work tonight.
But but I'm not saying it was in this episode.
Still,
I know he knows it was something, and I don't know if it was the Maserati from this episode or something later because they only show so many teasers. Yep. So he has said for a fact somebody asked him, like, did you have any accidents? He's like, yes, a costly one.
Yeah.
So
have you ever driven a Maserati?
no.
Yeah, my surrogate sister up in Dallas, she has one.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't feel like driving. I drive. Mm-hmm. I've been calling it the Pastorati since she got it.
Yeah.
But it's a neat little car. That thing drives like it's on rails.
Yeah. I mean, like for a while there, Maserati and Ferrari weren't that far apart, realistically.
And of course, she gets mad because I'm the slowest, most cautious driver in the world.
You?
I are. You roll around running 80,000 pounds on an 18-wheeler and see if you don't slow down habitually.
Yeah, but I wouldn't drive anything else like an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, it's just habit. I'm not in a hurry anymore.
Not like I've driven 26-foot box trucks that weigh 10,000 pounds.
Right.
No, not 10, hauling 10,000 pounds.
The last thing I got crazy with was my sister-in-law's Tesla Model S.
Yeah.
Fun car. You know that roundabout by our place?
Yeah.
I went into it at 45, came out of it at 70. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and it didn't crack the tire, didn't chirp, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, literally on rails. That thing was fun.
So I've been wanting to drive James's Tesla, but I just haven't gotten a chance to ask him to let me do it yet.
But from my house to the roundabout and back, 6% gone.
Yeah.
I was getting it.
It's like, I want to drive a Tesla. I don't want to own a Tesla.
No, they're essentially grown folks' Power Wheels.
Yeah.
And they're a fun novelty. They're a fun experience to drive.
Yep.
They're comfortable. They handle well. They perform well. They're just not a solution.
No, they're not a solution. They're part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you have a Cybertruck.
Oh, I've been hearing so much fun about those.
Dude,
Recalls, issues. They still don't have the autopilot on the Cybertrucks yet.
not all of them, no. Some of them have it. They're treating a lot of things as DLC.
Like, not Doug DeMuro, Hoovy. Hoovy's Garage. He was talking about his.
One of the guys from Smoking Tire, the guy who runs Smoking Tire, he said my 8 things about the Cybertruck, and he listed off so many bad things.
Yeah.
He's like, it is quick for an electric car, except for the fact that it is a 15,000-pound truck.
Well, so's the Lightning.
Yeah, But what he was saying is, unlike the other things that are trucks, it's a bad truck. Also, I learned something about. He didn't know this either. In the U.S., we do not have pedestrian crash test standards. We do not design vehicles to be safe for people outside of the vehicle.
Well, that's because they should be in a vehicle.
No, because any vehicle made that is going worldwide has to be met to those standards, because Europe has very strict pedestrian standards. That's why vehicles all started changing the way they looked, where headlights were, how windshields were shaped. All of that came from Europe, not from us.
Okay.
Guess where the Cybertruck isn't sold?
Europe.
Yep. That's why it has a big brick front end and is made of razor blades.
Wall o' death.
Fuck the wall of death. The fenders end. They come to a sharp edge.
Oh no!
It's driving a fucking sword.
So you could, ooh.
You will. He does a test.
I could sharpen it.
You don't have to. It is sharp enough.
Oh really?
He proves it's sharp enough.
What is?
He opens
watermelon
the hood.
at it, or
He opens the hood. First of all, the hood. Not really. It's actually a what is it? Frunk. It's a frunk. So
very tiny frunk.
And it has auto close feature, which people have been showing doesn't care if anything's in the way. Takes a carrot, sticks it in there, pushes the button, snaps the carrot straight off.
Nice.
Doesn't care. Now,
bye bye, baby arm.
He puts an apple in there. It crushes the apple pretty far before stopping. So when it hit the core, it stopped. But that fender edge went 1.5 inches into that apple before.
He needs to do an analog test with a chunk of pork or something.
He did it with a fucking apple, which is even enough.
Yeah.
It sliced into the apple, a clean cut.
So don't touch Tesla trucks.
Yeah.
Cybertrucks.
On top of that, he opened the door. He said most people, when you push the button, the door pops. It wants you to grab on this one spot, but most people won't, because that's not a normal place you grab a door.
If you do it wrong, it sucks the door back and crushes your fingers?
No, it has a razor sharp fucking edge on the inside and will shave your fingers.
Why don't they round it off, make it soft, blunt that edge?
So where the metal comes around and then is crimped on the inside of the door edge is razor sharp. And you will grip there because that's how you would think to open the door.
There's got to be a way to soften that edge up.
You have to cover it with something.
A little bit of 3M.
It's not a soft tape.
A little bit of rubber with some 3M backing, you know?
I mean, that's the only thing you can do, but then the door won't close right.
It doesn't have to be thick rubber.
Either way, the point is they literally shave a cucumber with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they shaved the skin off a cucumber with it.
That's not a euphemism.
Nope. They literally took a cucumber and went
Oh, good gosh.
like a grater would do. And then here's the other thing. Just basic usage of the thing. There's multiple ways to open the doors. I think he said there's something like 8 different ways you can technically open the door.
From the phone to commands to nearness, proximity, all that fun stuff.
From the bare button pushing of whatever. So from the outside, you have the one little panel thingy that lights up with a dot, and you go boop, and then it pops open, right? And it does have a soft close feature, like most these vehicles do. From the inside, they want you to push this button that looks like the button on the outside that's right at the front of the door. And that's how the door opens. But what it has on the actual door is an emergency release, which is in the same spot where one would normally pull the fucking door handle.
And they don't want you to use the emergency release because it screws up other things.
It would break the window.
Whoa.
Because when you pull the release, it just automatically kicks the door. It doesn't drop the window because it's a frameless fucking window.
That's right, because it has to drop before it
You
opens.
have to drop a millimeter.
That's so stupid.
But why would you put the fucking handle right where you would put a handle if you don't want people to pull it? It's so all of this shit. And he's like, but on top of that, he said it's not made well. The panels aren't attached worth of shit. It's like you see where the doors don't align worth of fuck. Is like the custom fucking wheel covers dig into the fucking tire.
Yes, I saw that. Hoovie talked about that.
Yeah, they dig into the fucking tire.
New ones are coming once they finally catch up and get made. But for now, just take them off.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to take off your wheel cover off your $150,000 vehicle that already costs way too fucking
That's
much.
Cutting you and hurting you and damaging babies. And
they're more expensive than they ever should have been. Like, period.
Filleting pedestrians.
They're filleting pedestrians. Even if you ordered it with features.
Filet Jim.
Yeah. Don't do that to Jim. Jim's nice. But the thing is, okay, so the one that they were looking at, he borrowed from somebody else, right? He ordered the one that was supposed to come with the light bar and all the fun add-ons.
Yeah.
No light bar, no auto drive,
No fun add-ons.
no fun add-ons. And so he's also talking about the bed. He said some of the stuff is cool, but when you have the tonneau up, the backup mirror is completely useless. You cannot see past the tonneau cover. The angle of the bed sides makes it impossible to pull anything out from the front of the fucking bed. So you got to load stuff near the rear. And if you need to climb in and out, well, fuck you on that too, because you can't. You know, it's stupid. But then they have the rear camera for when the tonneau's up is on the screen in front of you and shaped like a rear view mirror instead of just being like a rear view mirror that is a camera.
I was wondering
Why didn't they just have that like other fucking normal trucks have?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Elon over-engineered that. It's like, fuck it. That should be an upgrade that they should do for free. Here's you a normal fucking rear view camera that when you put the tonneau up, automatically switches to camera.
I was looking for a while at doing a mirror like that in my cargo van.
Yeah.
Because there's no windows in the back.
Yeah.
I was wanting it to be on at all times, linked into my rear view cam.
Yeah.
So I can at least see something behind me.
And now they have them to where it's not like just a little bitty corner. It's just literally
the whole thing.
It's a digital screen.
You
It
go into
replaces
reverse,
the mirror.
the entire rear view mirror is a backup.
It becomes a camera. It's shaped like your mirror.
Yeah.
But it's so stupid. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Like, if this is supposed to be like the new evolution or whatever, it's like, you're right. The new Lightning, which I don't agree with at all, because it's fucking retarded to have an all-electric Lightning. It's retarded to have all-electric Mustangs, which aren't even a Mustang. Fuck you. That stupid SUV Mustang.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Mustang in name only. It's fucking stupid. I hate those things. Either way, the point is like, it's supposed to be, it's just another status symbol. Look, I've got a Cybertruck. But I haven't met a single person who's fucking happy with it.
The Broncos were the same way when they were released. Another status symbol.
Yeah, but I mean, that was just because the Bronco came back.
Well, then the motor started like catching fire and stuff.
I never heard anything bad about it. I didn't hear anything bad about the Broncos other than they were underpowered and under-equipped when they came. But now you see so many badass ones that are out there now. They got the lift kits on them. They come with the body widening things.
Those look good factory. The Jeep Commander or Gladiator.
Yeah.
Factory, they look stupid.
Yeah, I think
they only look good once you lift and put bigger wheels and tires under it.
I also think that having anything like this, Bronco or Jeep wise, that is 45 grand out the fucking showroom is retarded. It's supposed to be an off-road toy, not a luxury vehicle, not a trailer queen.
They're not even comfortable. I've been in a number of the Jeep Unlimiteds and the 4-doors and all that. And for a big guy, there's no room in that passenger seat cockpit. There's nothing. Your feet are jammed together. Your knees are together. You're always, you have no room. Yeah,
because there should be nothing in there. Like,
hell, I had more leg room in my 75 Jeep.
Well, yeah, because there was nothing in the way.
There's it was primitive.
Yeah, so
nothing.
I keep switching to the wrong camera.
Except the 304 V8 under the hood.
Yeah, if that.
No, factory AMC 304.
Really?
It
came with a V8
torque monster.
I thought they only ever came with either 4 cylinders or 6 cylinders.
They came AMC in 75, 76.
Wow, okay.
They offer the 304 V8.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
3,500 max RPM, like $4 grand.
Yeah.
Chug, and pull a house down.
Yeah.
4 low, I could put it on an incline.
Yeah.
Ease the clutch out at first, get out and walk beside it all the way up.
Okay.
I think we'd just chug.
Yeah.
It'd start running slow. I'd pop the hood, tune up the idle speed. There we go.
Yeah. Why not? So all this talk about vehicles and Top Gear and trying to watch shows that we don't have access to, you've been finally catching up on things.
I've been doing a lot. I've been knocking out series after series after series.
Okay, so let's start
with homework and then my extracurriculars.
Yes, so you go ahead. I'll do Heffy's homework corner for the first time in a month.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I finished Peacemaker.
Okay, so thoughts on Peacemaker then.
Peacemaker was great. That was a fun show.
Okay, so what did you think about the weird butterfly alien invasion?
That caught me off guard. I had to rewind that a couple times. Go, what the hell is going on? Because I know nothing about the comic books.
This isn't from the comics. This is 100%.
That was weird.
This is an original idea.
But they are engrossed and entrenched all across America, all across the world.
Yeah.
And it's next season's going to be interesting.
No, it won't. Because that's the plot that got erased.
What?
Remember when I told you the only certain episodes were going to be canon?
Yeah.
It's all the episodes that don't involve the butterflies.
Those are fun, though.
Yes, but that's the thing they can't carry on with.
What's left of the series? Most of it was about the butterflies.
Well, because the stuff with his dad.
Yeah.
And the stuff with some of the more villain-related stuff is going to be canon.
Those were side stories.
Yeah, but now they're the main plot.
Oh, my head hurts.
It sucks, but that's what happens when you have to
At
redo
least
an
it has a
entire
fun
universe.
intro.
I hate the intro.
Why do you hate you don't like the dance number?
I just don't like it.
The music's good.
I don't like musicals.
The girls dancing, explosions, lights.
So, as far as I know, they're keeping most of the cast. There's a few people that are going to be recast or eliminated in general. Not to mention, we lost our main level of superheroes because now we have to operate within the new Gunniverse.
Right.
So, we're just going to pretend like we're in the new Gunniverse with those specific episodes.
But I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was fun.
Yeah. So,
The helmets, all the
I was
different
gonna ask you
functions on
about
the
the
helmets
helmets.
are great.
yeah. What was it? That one that.
Torpedo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shot that chick right into that big alien.
That was fucking funny. I mean, like, the helmets were so dumb. It's just like, some of them were cut really useful, and the other ones were like, why did you make this?
I still want to wear one.
Well, part of me wonders, since his dad is clearly a fucking asshole piece of shit neo-Nazi supervillain, maybe some of those were meant to try to kill him.
Yeah, like the torpedo.
Yeah, like there had to have been ones where he invented it hoping he would die, and he didn't, because he's, for some reason...
I want to see more of their functions. We saw the floating one
Yeah,
briefly.
yeah. The invisible one that didn't... Was there an invisible one? Because I think they activated
there's the X-ray.
X-ray one, okay.
'Cause
It's been a minute since
he
I
was
watched.
seeing the butterflies and popping them.
That's right. That's right. He could see them with the helmet on. But I thought there was one that was an invisibility one. It got activated and then they couldn't find it.
No,
Oh, because it feels like
no,
a
the
joke. That was
floaty one
easy.
started floating and took off.
No, I remember that one. And then there was the one that they tried to send
Why the hell
Eagly to
couldn't
get.
Eagly go grab it?
Because Eagly was fucking useless. Remember when they said, take this helmet over there?
Yeah,
and he
you
fucking
know,
just dropped it in the middle of the battlefield like a dick. Or in the middle of the forest, whichever way it was.
But he gives good hugs.
He does. Finally.
Yeah, finally.
Look, Daddy's hugging me. Totally CG eagle.
No, it was a big
was-
hug at the end
Yeah.
too.
There was never a real eagle on set. That's crazy to think.
But it was, the characters,
Yeah.
I liked them. They're fun.
Yeah, Vigilante was an interesting.
He cracked me up so much.
Yeah.
And I was staring at him going, who is that? Who is that? Where do I know? And I couldn't pin it
You
down.
know him from nowhere. That's the show he's
He
in.
reminded me of other people.
Yeah.
He was a reasonable facsimile of like Ryan Reynolds meets.
He was a little Deadpool-y,
Yeah.
but he's just kind of insane. And I like he's not an original character. I mean, no, mostly it was the characters from are they technically Argus in this show?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so the
They're
Argus,
offshoot of Argus.
yeah, the Argus agents that were like for the Task Force X people, I think are mostly
But then
originals.
The stone cold bitch, the boss, she was had Butterfly.
Amanda Waller?
Yeah. And then their leader, the team leader, he was a Butterfly.
I don't remember now.
Black guy, angry all the time.
Oh, him. Yeah. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he was pretending to be human once he took over. That's right. He was one of the early ones. I actually liked that storyline, But it is funny that they're going to
What
have to.
storyline? It's gone now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like they're going to have to just eliminate that either way. I liked Harcourt. Her progression as a character was pretty cool. Eventually,
From
when she-
hating him to thinking he's okay.
and then like having fun, like cutting loose in that one episode. Finally, like
They're in the van goofing off and
Yeah.
acting silly. Yeah.
Oh, and then she started laughing at the jokes at that one point. It's like, damn, she must be nearly dead if she's finding these people funny. I mean, like it's been like a year and a half since we even talked about that show, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I said it was good.
I'm a latecomer to a lot. So there's going to be a lot
Yeah.
of why he hasn't seen this yet. What's wrong with him?
Yeah. Well, because you
He's
already
outside.
mentioned you didn't have normal TV. And you used to be outside doing things. Okay, so Peacemaker out of the way.
Peacemaker's out of the way. What was next?
Oh, how did you like the very end where he told the Justice League to basically fuck off? You guys are late.
That was great.
Yeah. So they actually got Ezra Miller and
Jason
Momoa to be there,
Yeah.
but not the other two.
Where the fuck you been?
Yeah. Where the fuck have you been?
And then who shows up at the very, very end? Butcher.
No.
No, that was the other one.
Yeah. That was the other show.
I'm mixing shows.
Okay, so that's the next thing.
Right into
Gen V.
not Project V, Gen V.
You had it right, and then you incorrected yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so Gen V. which
Gen
you-
V. That was great.
Yeah, I told you
It was fun. It was entertaining. It was goofy.
Yeah.
She exploded the dude's.
Dick.
Yeah, member.
And then somehow like grew back.
Did it?
Apparently, because I think if your dick exploded, you wouldn't be out there just doing normal activities the next day.
Or you just be mad.
I mean, he unless Kate erased his memory, which is entirely possible. I think he would still notice he didn't have a penis anymore.
Don't feel this.
Yeah, but also,
They hid that well. That was a curveball from hell.
Yeah.
When you found Kate was behind all the memory wipes and everything.
Yep. And then,
And then the bosses dying, everybody just getting slaughtered.
everyone fucking being killed. It was crazy. And then, but the idea of the forest, the whole lab underneath the fucking school,
Yeah.
where they were basically
Now that chick, the chick that now runs Vought, she didn't die. That was irritating.
Ashley. Yeah, Ashley's still around. So here's the thing: Ashley has to stick around for a while.
That
She
sucks.
won't die for a bit. Spoilers for future boys' activities. Of course, Ashley's gonna fucking die. She's Ashley.
What's her Homelander's probably gonna kill her.
I forget if Homelander kills her or whatever. Because obviously I know a lot more about what happens in the comics from that. But
Because he killed the last boss and the one before it.
Stan Edgar's not dead. He
No,
just
No, the chick with the baby.
Madeline. What's her face?
Yeah.
Stillwell.
The milkmaid.
Yes, and her character was completely new.
Yeah.
because their actual boss was a
That
dude.
took me by surprise when he burned her out.
Yeah, because he was pissed that she wouldn't romantically be with him or whatever. Also, we have no idea where her baby ended up, in case you're wondering.
Probably barbecued.
No,
No?
because Butcher left with the kid, and then someone else got the baby.
Okay.
So the baby's somewhere. There's a theory that one of the kids that was at the young super kid school that was covered in one of those things was probably that kid. And actually, here's the funny part: I've been watching cinema or TV sins. They've been going over the last season of The Boys, leading up to the new season of The Boys, and there was actually a Marie Moreau cameo in season 4 of season 3 of The Boys.
Yeah.
So when they talked about that school that Huey went to, they were looking into it. They actually showed the lineup, and Marie, the main character of Gen V, was in there.
See, I like the show. What I didn't understand,
Yeah.
they're at college, right? How come they're never in class?
Well, it's basically like a high school.
How come they're never working? You know?
Well, because we see the top 5 people in the school that can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone else is going to class like normal or partying. But I think the whole point was we're supers. We don't have to try.
See, I like the Marie Moreau character. I'm looking forward to watching her develop her abilities. Because
Good luck with that.
That's a powerful ability.
Yeah, we know exactly what that ability technically is now
Yeah.
because
Head popper.
She can technically pop heads.
Yep.
Well, she can pop a dick. She can pop a head. Yep. But that is cool to. Well, also, it's one of the first times
Wait,
we've
did
seen.
I miss something? She die? She get killed?
Who?
Marie Moreau.
No, they got captured at the end. Remember?
Yes.
They're captured by Vought.
Yes.
So that's what I told you.
They're not in the woods. They're under Vought.
They're in
under-
the tower.
Yeah, they're under Vought
underneath
tower.
the tower. Yeah. So that's why when we watch the boys trailer, you see Kate and what's his face in Vought Tower.
Kate and what's his face?
The brother, the one Sam.
Okay.
So Kate and Sam are standing with Homelander and everybody else in Vought Tower. So that's why I told you have
As
to watch.
members of the Seven or something.
Not yet, but they're getting there.
Because man,
Remember at the end
they
they made it out to be the
they did the same thing they've done in every single bit that has to do with that friggin' arc.
Yeah.
They took the shittiest and promoted them.
Exactly.
And just buried and persecuted the ones that are trying to do good.
So they said that Marie and the other guy were responsible
Yeah.
for what was going on, and the new Guardians
buried
of
it
Godolkin.
and just changed it to fit their narrative.
Exactly. That's everything Vought
Hey,
does.
this will poll well. Hey, this will look good. This will get good numbers.
Yeah, and they buried what was going on in the woods, except that Butcher found it. So if you recall, at the end of that season,
Fucking cunts.
yeah. So he didn't say fucking cunts. He said,
said
something
cunts
else.
or
No, he
something.
did. He said, "Damn it, they just covered it." Either way, the point is he found the dead body, so he has the virus that can kill whatever.
Yeah. That can,
But I like that so many people you thought were just going to be the bad guys actually weren't the bad guys, and then they get killed, and then the bad guys you find out are these other people. And then also the fact that they have these anti-soup weapons already, at least the sound ones, because
that's a good one.
apparently all soups are immune to that unless you're deaf
Yeah.
for some reason. So I think that's actually what there was no virus in the comics. So I think the sound weapons were what they try to use to kill all the soups in the world at once.
Okay.
And I think they have to deviate from that now that they have the virus, or they're going to go back to it and ignore the virus, one way or the other in the future.
Well, someone has the virus and they're going to bury it or say they're going to bury
Well,
it.
the CIA has it now.
Yeah.
She tried to give it, the lady from the college, or the doctor from the college tried to give it to the head popper.
Yes.
I think she technically got it, but because she is a soup, she's like, well, we're not going to fuck with this. We're going to just work around it. We'll see what happens, how that works in the future. Because I think her character is technically new as well. Well, technically, her actual character is a gender-swapped version of the character from the comics. So Vic the Veep was not a soup and was just a dude. Now they made it Victoria Newland, and she is a soup. So that's the thing. So she's still hiding her powers. I don't remember if Homelander discovered it or not. I think he did. I'm trying to remember. I think everybody else just figured it out. It just was what it was. But
now when the tiny chick, when she got big, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was great.
What? Why can't I think of her name?
Minnie? No.
That's just wrong. Shit.
Maxine? No.
Does it even start with an M? Why are you stuck on an M's?
Because I'm dumb. I don't know.
It might have been an M. Either way. No, what was messed up was one of that first time that she hooked up with that guy, and he's like,
Get small,
and jerk me off. Literally bear hugging his cock. But I love the realization.
Sorry, Julie.
Yeah. But I love the realization of hers later on when Sam leaves her and then she cries herself small. She realized it never had anything to do with eating or not eating. It was just her emotions.
Yes.
It's just her emotions that controls her size, but because her emotions were tied to the eating, that's what they thought.
I feel your pain.
When she feels small, she becomes small.
I know what she was going through.
Why can't we think of her fucking name, though? If only we had a magic answer box.
Minnie Max. That's what I'm calling her now.
No. But she had I did love her YouTube channel, though, where she literally was fighting her fucking hamster.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. It's going to annoy me now. I got to go look at I liked her character, though. And I thought she was actually cute as it was, too. Cute little
a lot of character development with her.
Well, I think they all got character development, realistically. Emma. Yeah. That's Lizzie. Oh, so Chance Perdomo was the guy who died a few weeks ago. Remember we talked about it?
Which one was Chance Perdomo?
He was Polarity. He was the...
Okay, the dad.
Well, he became the son dad. So
what? So the
magnetic kid. Magnetic half-black kid.
So he's the new Polarity.
He was. And now he's dead.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
But he was a good character.
Yeah, so he's the one I said they're going to have to recast him. Because
I hope they recast him.
They have to. They don't have a choice.
Important.
His character matters. You can't just toss him.
Oh, God, that's a horrible, horrible thought.
Yeah.
No, it's they need to find apologize, but it's funny, a reasonable black simile. I know, I'm bad. Bad Jeff.
You want me to,
Jeff.
You want me to delete that? I can.
You can.
It's a 220. I could get rid of that. No, I'm going to leave that in there for you to suffer.
Oh, don't make me suffer. That's funny. Come on.
You're a terrible joke. I'm not even laughing at it. Either way, his character matters. They can't just get rid of him.
Yeah.
They need to recast. They don't need to pull a Chadwick Boseman. I've said it every time. Story over everything. Fuck your actors. Either way, what else have you been watching?
I finished way back. I finished all of NCIS, all 21 seasons.
Okay.
And then I'm on the final season of Friends for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason.
Simple, easy. Don't have to pay much attention.
But you see how like those last 3 seasons are just kind of really stretching to get shit done until it ends.
But I'm going to wrap up Shogun tonight.
Okay, so yes.
I got a couple episodes to finish on Shogun.
Okay, so you got me started on Shogun, and then I fucking finished it before you.
I had homework.
You didn't. One episode. You said you were literally on the last episode.
I'm on season 8 or something. Like I got 1 or 2 episodes to go.
Yeah, but you said there was only 1 episode of Shogun left to go. You could have knocked that out instead of watching an entire season of Peacemaker.
Sorry.
I mean,
priorities.
But it's funny that the show you told me to watch. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Shogun.
It was good.
Quick. I'm going to talk about Shogun because you haven't finished.
You were talking about voice actors. I watched mine on all subtitles, so I didn't have that issue.
No, I'm talking about the one actor.
Oh yeah.
So the only guy speaking English the whole fucking time. So the show is great. Don't get me wrong. I like the show. It is Game of Thrones in Japan. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, obviously based off of some history, but mostly fiction.
No, it's based off of James Clavell's novel.
But what I'm saying is it's fictional history.
Yeah.
It's very similar to real history. It has some stuff that is true.
That's what I'd call a historical fiction.
Yes, that's what I said. Fictional history.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either way, good show. Some CG here and there can be a little wonky. The one thing I visually don't like about it is the cameras they use sometimes, where they focus on the face and the whole background just goes circular.
Yeah.
That I don't like. I was like, because that means to me, I get visually what they're doing, but it leads me to believe they did a lot of volume work, and that's what they did for the backgrounds. Right. Because obviously they built a lot of really cool sets, and there's a lot of CG sets, but there's definitely a lot of volume work going on as well. That's not a criticism. That's just me pointing out the fact that it's almost obvious they're using the volume to a degree. Now, for my real criticism, the actor who plays Blackthorn, or
Anjin Sun.
Yeah. That guy can't fucking act. Or he can't do voiceover properly. So he does. So you got to do ADR work. Most of the time, they can't use raw audio in the scenes. Almost everybody has to redub their audio.
Yeah.
Everybody else, totally perfect, especially Japanese. Everybody's perfect.
The lady who played Mariko was fantastic.
Yeah, she's great.
And Toranaga, he was awesome.
Yeah, of course. It's Hiroyuki Sanada. Of course, he's fucking awesome. Yeah. He's a legend in the game. But that dude, man, every fucking word out of his mouth sounds fake.
Yep.
Not a lie. I mean, sounds badly acted or at least badly redubbed. And the thing is, he's an American fucking actor.
Right.
He doesn't even have, as far as I know, I don't think he has a British accent.
I don't know. I don't get that critical of acting.
But when it's bad, it's
just
bad.
Just because I don't know that much. I watched it because I enjoyed the book as a kid. Yeah. I enjoyed the series that came out about the time I was born.
But see, I've never seen or read that.
And it was just, hey, I know this. Let's try something new that's still comfortable. I know the story.
Yeah. So you went in for the story. I went in for watching a new show that looked cool and was being pushed hardcore.
When they shot that chain shot at that group of soldiers.
Yes, that's the only thing you're super obsessed about is all those people dying.
It was cool.
Of course, you love the death scenes of everybody. It's
like
if it wasn't like one horribly violent death, it was like very specific, slow, painful deaths. Like the guy being boiled alive in the second episode.
The night of screams.
Yeah, that was horrible. Because it kept showing the guy boiling to death. I was like, that's fun. Thanks. I didn't really want to watch somebody's flesh melt off their face.
But okay. I guess I'll get to it, but in the books, they spoke of Anjin Sun attempting to commit seppuku and basically being stopped by Boruto and basically being reborn into his new life.
How about you finish watching the show?
Yeah, okay.
Anyways.
I remember way too much from the books.
Now, I will say they probably have adapted things slightly different, judging by what you just said. But like I said, the only real criticism I have...
But that was the point where he just accepted his fate and started moving forward with making do with everything he has right there and right then.
Yes. So either way. Like I said, no spoilers, because if you haven't seen that in the show yet, then you have more episodes to watch than you think.
Yeah, I know. I've only read the book like 5 times.
Yeah. So either way, that's what I'm saying. Is like you got a little bit more to watch than you think you do. Either way.
Okay, 3 episodes.
Possibly 3. Probably just the last 2.
Anyway, honestly. I'm done tonight.
Either way, the last 2, I think. Either way. Non-satisfactory ending of the season. Because they have to roll into if good God, if they weren't renewed for a second season, it would suck so fucking bad.
Well,
that's
how I felt about the end of NCIS. It was awful.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. But at least that's an end.
Yeah, it's dead, gone.
That's an end.
I mean,
this is a continuation.
I was like, this is sad.
Yeah. So I did like the final scene of the show, like the actual final scene they left off on, and I wasn't sure how they were going to end it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm talking about Shogun.
Okay. Yeah.
I liked how they ended the season, because obviously they have to do more. Because a lot more story to fucking go. This isn't the end. There's no fucking way. However, I liked every fucking character except for the main fucking character.
It's like, if they could have found someone better to play Blackthorn.
But it wasn't like his scene acting, it's the voice acting he had to do after the fact. Like Claire is like, maybe he's just not good at that part,
maybe,
or the mix was bad. I'm talking about it literally sounded bad is what I'm getting at. Like it sounded like a bad dub of someone who's dubbing themselves in the language they're supposed to be speaking on screen. That's why it was weird.
It sounded like he was always super demanding of everything he said, no matter what he said it.
He also didn't have inflection.
Yeah.
That's the weird part. He had no inflection, But and here's the fun part.
He could have slowed down a little bit.
True.
And
You realize the fun part about the show? They're not speaking English. The entire show, what we hear as English is actually Portuguese.
yeah,
That's the funny part. It's like we forget
Yes.
because they're speaking English. They're not speaking English. They're speaking Portuguese.
maybe he's speaking Portuguese translated into English,
no.
and that's why it's bad.
But you mean in the literal sense, they are speaking English. For those who don't know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
the actors are speaking English for their roles. The Japanese actors only speak English sometimes. Certain actors are translators. But then also, it's the funny part is because they could have done it in all Portuguese and all Japanese, which would have been interesting. Is like I would have read the subs no matter what.
Yeah,
But like to have only like everybody else, everyone else who speaks English throughout the show, just a handful of people who also speak English, even the foreigners, like the Spanish guys, fucking speaking English, all sound better than the guy playing John Blackthorne.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, do you think he forgot his fucking name at any point because nobody there calls him by his name.
Anjin-san.
It's just Anjin-san, which is a title more than anything. It's just pilot is
Yeah.
all it means. But then he became the Hanatoro or whatever.
Hatamoto.
Sorry. Yeah, wrong word. Sorry. He became the Hatamoto, which is part of like almost an admiral sort of situation. It's weird. So he kept giving him fucking places of importance, and everybody else just wants him fucking dead. They're like, why do you keep promoting this
And
fucking
all he
foreigner?
wants to do is go home.
He just wants to. He didn't.
No, he wants to raid the black ship and then go
He
home.
wanted to go home. He wanted to wipe out more Portuguese fucking bases. When he told them what the actual the plot of the story was, which I thought was funny, they're like, by the way, the Portuguese are invading you, spreading their religion to take over your country slowly and remove your heads of power and replace them with their own. And they're like,
Nuh-uh.
no. The Portuguese, the Catholics? No.
They said, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They literally, yeah. So, I mean, I enjoyed the show for what it was. I did think that they stretched it out way too fucking long.
Try reading the book.
No.
The book did too.
Not going to. Like, just for one season to get from moment to moment was so goddamn long. And it's just like, and I get that it's supposed to be over the course of like 8 months, roughly 6 to 8 months. But
Well, if they ended where I think they ended, their season 2 is going to be the second book.
come back to me next week. Well, because I don't want to spoil what I know. You know what's going to happen, but you don't know the show.
Yeah.
So like, you don't know what they're going to end, and I don't want to ruin it for you. So I want you to watch it and then come back to me or text me tomorrow morning. Either way, basically, you're going to text me at like 3 a.m. Oh, either way. The scene.
I don't wake you up when I do that, do I?
No, my shit's on Do Not Disturb till 5 a.m.
Good. Then I'll text comments. You'll wake up to.
That's
Aw.
fine. Yeah, exactly. So the thing is with the show, the sets are beautiful. The costume design is immaculate. Oh, by the way, the fucking one bitch, the Queen Regent, as it were.
Kiku? No, that's the.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kiku.
yeah, the one who
The one that was pregnant?
the mother of the heir.
Yeah.
The mother of the heir. Fuck that bitch. First of all, she has fucking crazy eyes, and the way she talks is fucking nuts.
And she basically says, well, if you're not going to do it, I will.
Yeah, she goes full Cersei. It's fucking crazy. And then like
But all with a smile
all with
and
the
a
fucking
sweet voice. God, it was so good.
dude, she's fucking crazy, dude. Like it's a good. When I say it's, and for those who don't know, it is fucking Game of Thrones Japan edition.
She will murder your family with a smile.
Or she'll have somebody have your family murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But I'll tell you what, though, that one dude, is it like Busha something or other? Busha, the guy who
Medico's husband?
no, the other one, the guy who they're staying in his lands, the guy who's like second to Tornaga. And he keeps fucking betraying him right and left, and he keeps him on the whole
Oh, the
time.
fat guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
It's like Busha something or other. Or Fubishu something. Either. Could be.
Fubishu, really?
No. It's like it's Fubishu no, something. It's a hard. It's much harder to pronounce than the other names.
Next week on We Can't Speak Japanese.
Well, the hard part, of course, when they say the names, they're saying it in nice, quick Japanese, so you don't hear it the way you're reading it.
yeah.
It's like, yes, it is spelled phonetically for our benefit, but it's hard to know how they're saying it because it's so quick. And people don't refer to each other by name every time.
He will now be referred to as FA.
Yeah.
Fat asshole.
Fat asshole. But either way, like I liked his character, and then he had like so many different character changes.
Yeah.
And that's when it became all about, okay, well, I'm gonna betray him this way. Fuck, it didn't work out. Okay. I'm gonna be on his side for now. Oh wait, this is benefiting me really good. Hey, would you like to betray him?
Sure.
Sure. You know? It was like yeah, cool. And then, oh wait, that didn't work out either? Fuck. And he's like, damn it. And then he's like, okay, well, I'm stuck here now. He knows I betrayed him. And then the other asshole who's in charge of the council at this point, or takes control of the council, he's like, well, you were supposed to be on my side. You've clearly joined his side. Like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. He's like, well, you're going to die just like everyone else.
He's a weasel.
And I was just like, oh my God. It's like, he just kept switching sides. He was Starscream. He's just like, I'm going to take over. Or I'm going to fucking do this. And then he's like, well, now I'm screwed. Maybe I'll just take care of it like this way. And then, Buntaro was the guy you were thinking of.
Yeah.
That guy, his whole
Asshole.
story, with Mariko's.
I don't know, him
husband.
surviving that attack on the pier
Yeah,
and just showing up later, that was awesome.
yeah, he was the badass. He proved he was a badass.
Yep.
But then he fucking beat shit out of Mariko.
He was involved in one of my, was it him? When the Anjin-san's courtesan was basically given his pistols and said, guard these with your lives.
Not courtesan,
Consort.
consort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that dude tried to take him. She went,
Yeah.
Put one right in his face.
Yeah,
and was about
she
to pull the
actually
trigger.
pulled the gun on him. That was great. Actually, that wasn't him. It was it was that dude's nephew.
The young dude.
the other guy's nephew.
The young dude that planned the attack with the cannons.
No, that was
Another young dude. That was Toranaga's
that was
nephew.
Toranaga's son.
Son, yeah.
Yeah. It was the guy's name I can't pronounce. That was his nephew.
F.A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Hefe.
F.A.
F.A. God damn, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Hold on. Google machine.
See, I could care less. I'll be wrong. I don't care. Or I'll just make shit up. Either way.
But either way, the guy that I'm talking about that played Anjin-san, Cosmo Jarvis. Yeah, he just looks like an idiot, and then he apparently can't voice act. Okay, so by the way, Hiroyuki Sanada, he's the one who plays Toranaga.
Yeah.
So he's an amazing actor, and he does his own shit. Anna Sawai, that was Mariko. So she was in. The reason I know her is because she was in the Godzilla series.
The ones I watched.
No, you haven't watched the series on Apple Plus.
No, I haven't.
It's really good. Either way, so she. Oh yeah, so her and Ishido were both in the Godzilla series. It was funny.
Ishido, that was the.
He's the guy we were talking about, the asshole in charge of the council.
Okay.
Oh, Yabushige or Yabushige. That was his name.
Yabushuge?
Yabushige.
Okay.
That's why it's hard to say his fucking name. It's Yabushige. It sounds like a Scooby-Doo villain.
Yeah. Whatever you said.
Yabushige. But what's crazy was like the Rodriguez, the Spanish guy.
That was a good
You know who that
casting.
actor was?
Damn, no.
That guy
John Stamos?
from Sim City.
From Sim City?
Sin City. He was in Sin City, I think.
I've seen it once, a long time ago.
Nestor Carbonell. He's been in a million fucking things. Was it Sin City? I'm pretty sure it was.
That was the film noir.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking he was in Suddenly Susan. Wrong,
was
wrong
that-
show.
Okay. But Sin City was that kind of comic book film noir kind of
No,
setup.
that's Sin City. Yeah. Or that was the movie Sin City.
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about the show Sin City with Mike. You never watched that show? Well, now you got more homework.
No.
No, it's a fucking sitcom.
What? Set in Vegas?
It's Michael J. Fox. It's Michael J. Fox as the deputy mayor of
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Spin City.
Spin City. Sorry. So I was wrong.
Sin City. Yeah. I was like, no, that's the thing with the thing. And
Correct. But you've seen Lost, right?
No. I heard it's not worth watching. The ending.
Lost?
Yeah.
No, it's fucking fantastic.
I heard it was completely disappointing. at
Because
the end.
people are stupid and can't interpret things properly.
Yeah, I didn't have
They
that
wanted a
connotation.
straightforward answer, not something you can interpret for yourself. Either way, he was in that. The guy we're talking about, he was in that show too. But he's never had a beard in any of the shows. So I was like looking at him, I'm like, why does this guy look familiar?
In the book, the old adaptation and the new one, I like the Rodriguez character a lot.
Okay, so you've watched The Tick,
Yes.
but you've only watched the Amazon The Tick,
Yes. Arthur.
not the previous The Tick.
The cartoon?
No, the first live action adaptation with.
No, I watched the latest one
Yeah, so I prefer the original one.
with Arthur in the little moth suit and all that.
Yeah, but the first live action one was with Patrick Warburton as the Tick.
No.
That was fantastic. You should watch that one.
Okay.
But I was going to say he was on that show too because he was Batman Well, which was great. It was hilarious because he was Batman Well.
I need to go back and revisit the Tick, 'cause some of the shit he said out of nowhere was just so damn funny.
Yeah. Well, see, I like that version of the Tick because
He was stupid. He reminds me a lot of Peacemaker.
yeah, very much. And he's also like nearly immortal. Like can't be hurt by anything. It's fucking weird. Like he's super strong, he's stupid,
Stupid as fuck.
and nearly invulnerable. It's fucking weird. But either way,
But the way he speaks,
yeah.
I mean, he speaks a very good vocabulary, very well spoken, just dumb.
He's just very dumb.
So he
yeah.
says smart things stupidly.
Yeah.
Like that. Who was the bad guy with all the weapons and swords and guns?
Not Man of Arms, but like Man of Many Arms, something like that.
Anyway, one of the episodes, I might have touched on it. He took off on a zip line.
Yeah.
And the Tick ran in and said, "Arthur, who was that zipline ejaculating deviant?"
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Zipline ejaculating deviant. So I liked it. So I never saw the new one. I've considered watching it, but because I watched a good chunk of the Patrick Warburton version. It was definitely shot like a show from 1997.
Yeah.
But I liked it. But it was also the same thing, but he talks like Patrick Warburton instead, which is so much more fun. Because he's got that kind of weird, smarmy, stupid thing. Like, but then, like, when he first moves in with Arthur, and he's like, what the fuck is this guy's deal? And he clogs the toilet, and he's trying to get it to clear. Like, he's trying to fucking clear it with the plunger, and it won't fucking clear. So he's fighting the fucking toilet, basically. And it's like, I don't know if I could find the scene. Maybe I'll show it to you before you leave today. And he's...
I will fight you, you feces ingesting porcelain pest.
Something like that. But then, like, he's talking, he stopped messing with it for a minute, and Arthur's talking to him, and it gurgles, and he yells at it. And then Arthur leaves, and he goes back to fucking... He calls it, like, I think he calls it, like, a vile porcelain demon.
I was close.
Yeah. I think that's what he calls it.
Where do I find this? I have to watch it.
I don't know where it's streaming. You're going to have to find it.
Just look the Tick and watch both of them?
Yeah.
Done.
Find it. Like, it didn't make it past season 1.
No,
so I think
like,
it might only be like 9 episodes.
Kind of like Freakazoid, you know?
Yeah. Actually, Freakazoid went for quite some time.
I love that show.
I know you do. You mentioned it before. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, so I watched Shogun. What else did we watch? We watched another thing, and I forgot what the fuck it was. I forgot. I haven't been making notes lately. Oh, just real quick before we go. You were absent from the party Saturday.
I was.
So we went from me having digestive problems to you having digestive problems. So
They're gone.
So the reason I wanted to text you was not to see how good you were, or if you were still sick or
Just
whatnot.
to see if you could.
No, I want to say, hey, I'm getting hot and heavy with your wife because I cooked all the fucking chicken.
Cool.
She seasoned the chicken and I cooked it. I was like, I like how I'm in someone else's house.
That is my
cooking for your wife.
That is my chicken seasoning.
Yeah,
it's good.
But yeah, I wanted to send you a message saying I'm getting hot and heavy with your wife, and then take a picture of the chicken. It's what I was going to do, but I had no signal.
No
so
one brought me any.
It didn't last.
Oh,
It's like even when we left, there was none.
good seasoning. You liked it?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, a little crispy because we were frying the fuck out of it in that pan. It was on ripping hot.
That was a good pan.
No, the problem was it was the first few she did. She got them black.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I was like,
Well,
let's turn that down a little. That
When
electric
the
stovetop.
commercial kitchen supply was still open there by FedEx near
Yes.
I picked that up. It's called a G2 coating. It's got the Teflon embedded in the steel itself and not
Yeah,
just a coating.
not a coating. Yeah.
And the base plate of that pan's like 3/4 inch thick. It's badass.
Yeah, but
I want the whole set.
But that electric stovetop thing.
Those get ripping too.
Yeah, so she had it as low as she thought she could get it.
It was a flat, thick surface. So
Yeah.
it held heat fast and hard.
Yeah, but what I did when I got in there, so she had done like 5 or 6 chicken breasts before I started.
So they're black on the outside, almost raw on the inside.
Well, they weren't. Well, the super thick ones were, but that's why she put them in the oven at 300 for a while. But some of the really thin ones were just fucking way overcooked. At that
Yeah,
point.
those electric rangers, especially with that pan, you got to turn the heat down to like half.
I did. No, it was almost on 0.
Yeah.
Like, because she had it down on quote near low,
Yeah.
and it was still that insanely hot. I kept adding oil because it was burning through it all, and they don't have an exhaust fan there.
Nope.
No, it's fucking
It was
nuts.
smoky in there, huh?
Very smoky in there, and it was so hot we didn't want to open the doors. So did you see they ended up with that fucking water slide now?
Her brother-in-law gave it to them.
Or they paid slight money for it, but
Yeah.
basically because he sold the business, and they're like, well, fuck it, y'all can have that fucking jet. Now, you know what sucks? When we got there, everybody was already outside partying, but we had to carry so much stuff inside. We just went straight in the house.
Yeah.
And
Stayed there.
and Amy was already cooking, so I helped with that, and Jessica just stood around.
Well, I
bullshitting.
appreciate it. I wasn't well. I was yelling at the family. I was cranky.
Yeah.
I think it gave me, what are those migraines that have all the effects of a migraines without the headache? You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
I got you.
Nausea, the upset stomach, sound and light sensitive and all that. That's where I was.
Yeah, I've been there. I know.
And it was first time ever. I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated everybody.
That's pretty fucking bad. I'll tell you that.
I did realize way after that my sleep aid could help.
Yeah. Sleep aid. He means marijuana.
I mean the hemp-derived stuff you could buy over the counter.
Marijuana.
Anywho's, I sat around feeling awful for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And wait, cancer patients. Oh, I got an idea.
Yeah, he smoked himself to happy.
And it really, like 45 minutes later, I'm like,
Makes sense.
I can actually eat something.
Yeah.
I don't want to kick a baby, you know?
Well, next time, if you're going to take a thing like that, make sure you include some laxatives.
Right?
Yeah. So I'm still getting backed up, which means I think the nerve in my back is still acting up a little bit. So I'm working on that. Getting better, but working on it. I'm integrating a little bit more stool softener when I eat a lot of protein. So the thing is, people think fiber is just going to help you shit better and going to help you get diarrhea. Problem is, if you get fiber in there incorrectly, it just becomes a block.
That's right where I was.
Because fiber is a binder.
I started that probiotic, and it just locked me up.
So what the thing is, protein, big, thick, harder stuff, but you chew it up pretty good. So what fiber does when mixed in there, as far as was explained to me by my GI doctor, was that fiber helps clump the stuff together to make it easier to all come out.
Yeah.
If you add a whole lot of fucking fiber on top of a whole lot of fucking protein, you're going to end up with one of two things. You're either going to have shits directly around the protein that's stuck inside you, or it's going to bind it all into one mass and it won't come out at all.
Yep.
So you got to balance that shit, no pun intended. But if, like, for the other thing, you already hydrate really well, so
Yeah.
you're not worried about that. But if you mix in, like you were already talking about doing some Metamucil, which you can do that daily and it wouldn't hurt much, or do a little bit what I do. If you feel like you're getting a little bit backed up, just add a tiny bit of Miralax, because Miralax is
Well, see, I'm getting to that point right now where
Yeah.
my whole life, nothing ever hurt. I was always fine, hard
Yeah.
charging, always great. Now I'm knocking on 40, and it's like, crap. This is new. I don't like it.
Yeah, nobody does. Trust me, dude. I mean, literally, what happened to me started literally this week last year, when
Really?
I was in the hospital for the blockage. So a
Good grief, man.
literal year ago is when this started for me. But it was set in motion from the moment I was an infant, when I had the surgery. That basically, if I could have,
It was a ticking time bomb, basically.
yeah, literally. So if I could have a surgery to unbind my intestines, so part of the problem I have is that after the surgery, my intestines fuse to my outer abdomen wall like a spider web.
Yep.
It's like that. If they could unfuse that and it could move a little bit freely, it probably would work better. But there is scar tissue, which is also built up. So if I could have like maybe a laparoscopic surgery to clean up some of that scar tissue and unbind that from the way it's stuck, I'm sure there's supposed to be some adhesion, but not like this. Either way, back to the having fun rather than talking.
Yeah,
about
let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just missed the opportunity of a lifetime to watch a lesbian go down a water slide. So what is her name? Candida went down the water slide like right after we got there, but we were still inside, so she came in to change, and I'm like, oh, I was like, I miss my opportunity to see a lesbian go down a water slide. And of course everybody starts laughing because it sounds like a really crazy euphemism. And then I said, It's too bad that your water slide looks like that and you didn't get one of the ones that just looks like a giant vagina, because that would have been hilarious. Because you've seen that?
See, my worry would be getting on there goofing off, me acting like an idiot, and launching one of those kids like straight off.
Fuck that. The real thing is actually falling off and hitting the concrete. You know, and you probably shouldn't be bouncing around on things with your tummy thing.
No.
Yeah. So that's, well, one, both Jessica and I we're already fucking having problems, so we're like, we're not going down that fucking thing. Though we should have gone outside to
Point and
watch,
laugh.
sit on the porch, sit on the back porch and watch.
Pet Cable and Pinocchio and hang out.
But I also didn't know that like Jenna and everybody had fucking friends over. You know, so a whole bunch of teenage girls running around in bikinis is like. Now
I'm not going to watch that.
Now I feel like the weird old dude. And I was like,
oh, hey, look, high ground.
high ground. Look at you. It's like that. And look, people say what they want to say. It's like, yeah, I feel weird. It's like, I'm at the age that I feel weird when I see a teenage girl and go, ooh, and then I go, oh. I was just like, it's my brain. I'm at the point where my brain goes, that's a teenager, stupid. And then you go, oh, motherfucker. It's like, and we talked about this before, because you recognize, you look and you recognize before you go, oh, shouldn't. Like, the sense of shame doesn't come in until after all of the other things.
Oh, I feel bad.
Until after until all the other animalistic things that are built into our fucking ape and lizard brains that are lizard brain goes ooh, and then ape brain goes ooh, and then human brain goes ah. So that's the problem. Is like we got to ooh ah. It's like ooh ah. Exactly. It's exactly right. And it's just like, god damn it, fucking teenagers is like it just is what it is, because then you don't want to be the guy who, you know, can't.
So then you're outside looking at the house.
I wasn't outside. Like I said, we were inside. I didn't even know they were there until everybody came inside. I'm like, who are all these fucking girls coming? Like, and then I was like, oh, duh, Jenna's friends. And then, well, I thought maybe Luke was attached to any of them, but no, they were all just Jenna's friends. Which, and the ones who actually,
well, he was there with his buddy, that other tall young kid.
Yeah, there were so he came in later.
Yeah.
Dakota came later.
I like Dakota. He's a good kid.
Yeah, he was goofy as fuck.
His brother's goofier.
Yeah, but it was, so we had a lot of fun playing Cards Against Humanity.
I bet.
With the kids, except for the fact the younger kids wanted to hang out. I was like, go the fuck away. It's like, but here's the problem. So
I am not paying for your therapy.
So like, Jenna's like, I forgot her fucking name off the top of my head right now, but Peyton. So she was there, and she kept getting the worst possible fucking cards to read. And I'm like, can we get her to read from a different pile that's less awkward? It's like she's reading all these horrendous sexual things, and I'm just like, oh god.
And Jenna, she reads them just the straightest face and just kills it.
Or no, Jenna will laugh at the things that she finds markedly inappropriate, but then she doesn't want to. She'll get embarrassed about the things she's reading. Peyton, on the other hand, doesn't have that filter. She actually laughs at the fact that other people are like, oh dear God. It's like, you know, I get it. They're like 15, 16, whatever. It's still way too young for anybody to think. It was like, that's the weird part. We're all in our 40s. They're like teens. It's like, but it's like,
guess who's going to be screwed up next?
Yeah, exactly. They're going to be all screwed up. But it was just like, oh God, why? It's like, please stop letting her read these cards. It's fucked up. It's like these horrendous, like sexual fucking cards. It's like, this would be hilarious for them, and it would be hilarious for us. Us together makes it awkward.
Fisted by a gorilla, huh?
Yeah, it was just like, it's like, okay then. I was like, oh,
sorry, Julie.
This is weird. Yeah, but I mean, like, it was still a good time. I drank too much, but I mean, I wasn't bad. I wasn't horrible, but
see, that was my plan.
I did drink too much.
That was my plan. Had I not,
so here
felt bad.
So here's the thing: since you weren't there dominating the conversation. I'm just picking on you.
I was about to say, I never do that.
Well, I got to hang out and talk with Chad, because normally I sit and talk to you.
He's a good dude.
I didn't get a chance to talk with Chad about anything the last few times we hung out.
Yeah.
So I went through his bourbon collection in the closet, tried a bunch of his stuff. So that's how I started my night, was sampling a bunch of his fucking whiskeys. And then I busted out a couple beers that I bought that since I drank them there, I can't do a legit taste test of, but you would find interesting. One is like a watermelon sour. And the other is just
I thought we already had one of those.
There's a different one.
Okay.
And another one that is you and Jordan drank all the watermelon ones and got shitty. It's not.
We didn't get shitty.
He did.
He did.
Yeah, but either way,
that was 3 drinks.
He had 3 of those and plus another beer.
Yeah,
and a whole bunch of peanut butter whiskey.
I had 3 drinks total. I was fine. Plus the little sipping we did out there.
But you were drinking a large thing of water. He was not.
Touche.
Yeah. Either way. So I had a couple of beers, plus those drinks, plus I brought tequila.
We got fake Elvis.
So
drunk.
I was drinking. So I drank tequila mixed with Mountain Dew alongside a watermelon beer after drinking a whole bunch of samples of different bourbons. Then I busted out the mead that I bought, which was fine. It was a weird chocolate mead.
Oh.
It was weird. It wasn't terrible, just weird. And then had a couple more beers after that throughout the rest of the night. Because like I said, we left there at like 12:30 or 12:15. You know, about 30-minute drive home. So yeah, we got home right before 1. Fuck, we were tired. Which is probably more of why it sucked for me to drive, is that I was so tired, not that I was drunk. I was just like, fuck, I'm so tired. Well, can you drive? Oh, she got mad at me.
What? Because you wanted her to drive?
No. So this was my bad because I hadn't considered this fact. So the kids wanted to play basketball, but we were parked right there. Us and Jenna were parked there. And so I went and moved the car so the boys could play basketball, which they did for approximately 15 minutes, and then
Done.
fuck.
Next.
So I had to move my car down the driveway to get out of the way. And then a little bit later, we're like, oh, okay, now that we're done with dinner, we should get the game. Which I brought my big-ass fucking collection of Cards Against Humanity. So I asked Jessica to go get it. She came back in. Where's the fucking car?
I don't know. Where is it?
And I'm like, it's down the driveway. I was like, she wasn't listening at all.
You so should have jumped on that.
No, because she was so fucking worried the car got stolen. I'm not going to add to that. Like,
Oh, I would have been.
no, I was not going to. She was already feeling. She put it together to go. You know how bad she's been. She's been in a fuckload of pain. Her heart is.
And she gets cranky when it gets late.
Well, beyond that, the heart problems that we're dealing with now, but the horrendous back pain is the problem. So she was doing good until that point, because that box is fucking heavy as hell.
Yeah.
So she came back and she was like huffing and puffing because her back is now hurting because she had to carry that fucking box in. I was like, it weighs like 10 pounds. But I guess however she picked it up probably is what it... So she's yelling at me in front of everybody about the fucking car thing and then having to go get the cards. And then Heidi's like on her side. I'm like, shut up. I was like, you don't get to talk. I was like... yeah, exactly.
Ow.
She calmed down. She calmed down eventually, but she was very mad in the moment. But we had a good time, played the cards, very awkward. Dude, fucking nobody was fucking winning except for Dakota and like
sometimes that's how it goes, man.
like no joke. Dakota won the first 4 rounds. And I think Peyton got 1 and I think Jenna got 1. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was crazy. Like just fucking hammering it constantly. I was like, how the fuck is this happening?
It depends on who you're playing with and how screwed up everyone else
Apparently
is.
everyone was on the same level as him.
Yeah.
Like, I think I won 3 cards, period. Never won a round, never got close.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, we were playing with like 7 of us. So, I mean, an average game. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. You were missed. You know,
I missed everybody else, man.
Yeah.
I really wanted to be there. I was looking for it since I heard the announcement and
yeah.
bought a bunch of stuff and was ready to have a good time. And then bam,
Your body decided otherwise.
body's telling me no.
I think that even if you had discovered your little secret early, it wouldn't have made a difference, because if your stomach was that fucked, you would not have been able to participate.
Yep.
You'd have been miserable. You would have been dead the next day.
I probably would have been. I finally, just this afternoon, I finally feel good.
Yeah. You finally got to relieve yourself, which I had a very similar situation Sunday.
We talk about weird things on here.
Look, unfortunately, we both are in a similar shitty situation.
Shitty? Really?
Shitty situation.
How much you had to drive?
No, I just can't. Shitty situation is hard to say quickly.
Okay.
So I tried to say it 3 times.
Shitty situation, shitty
Because I
situation,
also want-
shitty situation.
Then you didn't say it very quickly, did you?
I said it correctly.
Yeah. But I also tried to
Which
say...
is far more important
But
than
I also
quick.
tried to say situation, like you said before. Either way, we're at 3 fucking hours already, and I got to get going here sometime soon. to the
Wow,
church group.
flew by.
Yeah, well, it's easy when we have a lot to talk about. We haven't had that much to talk about.
For
the last
real,
couple
we've been
weeks.
boring as hell.
Like we did like several episodes.
That explains 8 listens. 8
They don't know
views.
ahead of time. They don't know ahead of time that it's boring. It's just for some. I think because the title of the last episode was "Murder Sheep," YouTube nuked it. Because that'll happen. That's why I've asterisked the title.
Murder Sheep.
Yeah, I could rename it and probably get more views. It's happened before. Because now I'm at the point where when I upload the uncut, I don't have a title for it yet, and I'll add it after I listen back. Because generally I don't do any pre-editing at that point.
Yeah, but you'll listen to it while you're working and kind of make notes.
Make notes and then I edit after the fact. I edited it 3 times. Is really 4 times technically.
Oh wow!
So what I'll normally do, not that anybody cares. So like, I've got some time when we wrap this up. So I might take a little bit of time to do some or to get it out.
Yeah, we've got 20 minutes. You're going to cut out already.
Well, not for the uncut.
Yeah.
So the thing is, what I'll probably do when we're done here is I'll do a very quick output so that the patrons can get it as soon as possible. And then I'll do a listen back tomorrow while I'm at work. And then I'll come home and I'll probably either edit that or get back to doing reviews, which you can look over there. I've actually been doing things for actual people to watch instead of just the patrons. Because you should have seen the living room before you got here when all that stuff was out there on the table. The whole fucking table was covered. Either way, so I'll do a preliminary edit, and I'll highlight things I want to remove from the uncut because I don't have time this time. I'm just going to go out and then do my other things. So I'll put out the uncut version with some pre-editing done, make more notes as I do the listen back. Then I'll edit it to put out for raw audio, and then I'll do the 20 or so video clip. So that's 3 edits already in the first thing.
Right.
Then I edit the audio and the video clip into the final version that's going out to people, and then it gets exported as the audio and video version.
Okay.
Now the thing is, I can technically shortcut that if I don't care about the video at all, because the podcast app that I use, you can upload the audio and it will export a YouTube video from the audio.
All right.
So you don't even have to include anything if you don't care about video at all. But I do it because I do care. Because I think people have enjoyed just the 20 minutes or so of video they get to watch. But you can watch the full uncut video
That
version
was my
on the
dad's
Patreon.
first thing he said. He listened to one without the video, and he said, that needs video. I want to see something.
Yeah, well, that's why we added some. Because that way it gives people to sign up for the Patreon.
That, and I think my grandmother listens once in a while.
That's odd.
Oh, she's going to be so confused.
Very. This episode where we get very nerdy and talk about very niche things.
She's just happy to see me.
Yeah, there you go. So very happy to see you. Well, even the taste tests haven't gotten very many views either lately.
Yeah, that's because we weren't doing name brand anything big like with Poor Osos. We actually had that tagged, and they saw.
I tagged Bert Kreischer and everything else like that. But then people said, "Hey, this is cool. I can't wait to watch more." I was like, "Okay, cool. Well, here now you can watch more." And they don't.
They don't.
Even though I did tag Devins in the post on Facebook, so they do have a Facebook page. Either way, so guys, do the like and subscribe thingy, and of course, if you are listening on any audio podcast format, by all means, check out the links down below. You'll find my SHOKY links down there, whether that's to the streams or my nerdy review stuff. And then Jeff does now have.
I finally have an Instagram.
Yes,
it is Instagram at cryhavoc_kitchens.
Okay. We will
simple, easy. I'm going to start doing cooking stuff and throwing that up there.
Yeah, so that will be in the links eventually.
We'll probably add the meat and
once
anything
there's
else
something to
doing.
look at, it will be in the links.
For real.
Yeah. So
right now there's 12 pictures of my dogs.
There you go. Did you just change the one that you had before?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the easiest way to do it. Pre-existing ones. So that'll be in the links down below eventually. So look out for that. Of course, you can follow my Instagram stuff if you want. I post things from here. I need to make one just for this show, make my life easier, but that's just more shit I have to maintain.
Of course.
But and then of course, if you want to join the Patreon to help support the channel, get the full uncut version of this, including a very long thing that I'm definitely not putting out for YouTube. And I didn't even talk about the crazy geopolitical stuff that happened in the last day.
Next week.
Yeah. So
take a note.
Yeah. So either way, RIP to the president of Iran.
Okay, I missed something.
You definitely
What
did.
the hell?
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we'll see y'all next time. And remember,
I'm going to learn something next week.
yeah, exactly. So, and with that, okay,
Okay, bye.
Got it.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats.